All right, guys. Good afternoon. Hey, Cash. Good to see you. Um, had a little bit of time today. Figured I would reach out to a couple of guys that I've been trying to have on for a while. And I reached out to a few more people, but they, it's kind of busy, short notice. Obviously, we do it randomly here, right? Half the time, I ain't ahead of the ball. I'm kind of just going on the fly. So here we are. I appreciate anybody who can make it in. Cashew, Sasquatch Confessions. Good to see you. Yeah. Blackbeard Dave. Michigan. Cool. Good to see you guys. You guys will really enjoy these guys. It's gonna be informal. We're just gonna shoot the breeze. They both stepped away from the camera for a minute to do something, so I'll pull them up in a few minutes. I think Michael's ready, actually. So if you don't know, the Pork and Bean Show, it's on Facebook. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome. And they have an amazing people all the time. Yeah. If you have Facebook, I strongly, strongly suggest that you find this group. It's not hard to find, right? I mean, there's not many Bigfoot groups called Sasquatch groups called Pork and Beans. So, what's up, Ben? All right. I'm sitting in a weird spot today. I'm not used to it. Not used to it. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I think Michael's ready, so I'll pull him up, and then we'll get Brian after. I think. Hey, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. You're live streaming to YouTube.
Yes, yeah.
That's cool. Wonder how many people. I wonder how many places can you live stream to besides YouTube? Can you shoot it over to Pork and Bean Show?
Yeah, I'd have to get it. Like, I just got this paid version. I don't know how to work it yet, and but it says I could put it to multiple spots. So I got to figure out how to how to do it.
Has to do when you start it. You say,
right.
Well, it goes to here, it goes to here.
Yeah, so I tried to plug something else in there, and it popped up emails and stuff, and I was so confused because I had it linked to my Facebook and my Facebook page, and it's saying it doesn't have it listed anymore. So I don't know, but yeah, I was thinking about that earlier.
Maybe you got to upgrade or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, because I don't know how to do it, but we'll figure it out.
What you do is go on YouTube and just ask, how do you go to multiple spots? StreamYard.
That's true.
Is kind of a nice format. There's other formats. I like the formats where they got something in the background and the pictures are over it, like something moving or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they got banners, big banners everywhere. You got a banner store over to the right where you can just push in banners.
Yeah, I have no idea what to put on there though. It says create banner. I have no idea what to do. Enter a banner. I don't know.
It's all pretty basic. Did you pay for this one?
Yeah. Well, I just did it. This is the first month I ever paid for it. So I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but
yeah, that means that the little duck thing that isn't on your
right. Right. It's so ugly just sitting up there. Oh, I think he might be ready. Are you ready? Are you ready, or do you need time?
I'm having grits.
All right. It's informal. I don't worry about it.
That looks more like some kind of Jewish ritual.
Yeah, this is a Canadian grits bagel with cream cheese.
That's called Canadian grits.
Well, it is now.
Bagel with cream cheese.
Yeah.
I wonder what I sound. I wonder what I sound like. Brian sounds like he's in a can.
Oh, maybe.
This is canned pork.
Well, that calls for the Pork and Beans song.
I was trying to find. Confessions. I was trying to find a picture of pork and beans with pasta on this side, and it wasn't working out. So
Wow.
I think the thumbnail is like pork and beans with like sausage, like with pasta and pork, and I don't know. I was trying.
Yeah, I don't think that pork and beans with pasta.
You heard it here first, folks. Canadian grits.
Well, can I eat and look like a real slob here? Or?
Yeah. Please do.
I mean, I usually chew on peanuts or something during the show, so I guess it's okay.
I know that's annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah, I know.
But I do it too.
Yeah, but you don't turn your mic off, and you eating chips and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that was a good day. Chips close to the microphone.
Okay, you say something smart while I eat.
Where are you guys from over there? Like, my buddy over here. These guys are from BC too. Sasquatch Professions, Sasquatch Seekers. A couple of guys I know up there.
I ran across a group like that. I think it's a group. There's a
but he's got they call him
channel or something. He's got a channel.
Yeah, he hangs out with a bunch of guys. They go out together. They're great guys, really good guys. Yeah.
I'd go over there and check them out, but it might make
I'm only about
because we're at the bottom of the barrel. See, if you have to raise the top there, it's just.
I'm in Pitt Meadows.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't wear any of that.
That's pretty close to Mission, BC.
All right.
Like a half-hour drive. Not even that.
You're in Pitt Meadows?
Well, I used to be in Maple Ridge, but
what's the name? How do you spell Pitt Meadows?
Pitt with 2 T's, and you know how to spell Meadows?
Okay. So we're that's hilarious. You should open up the show with that. This is Pork and Beans from the belly of Pitt Meadows.
From the pork belly.
Yeah.
From the pork belly of Pitt Meadows.
Pork belly, BC.
So what are we doing here? Shameless promoting our shows and stuff?
Sure. I don't care.
We're the Pork and Beans show, and we're the best show nobody ever heard of.
I mean, it sucks because
we can talk about stuff too. But let me just say, because otherwise Beans will. Where's your name, Mr. Beans?
Doesn't say Mr. Beans.
Oh, you're going by Michael Harold today. Okay.
Yeah.
Blatant bland.
Anyway, I also run a YouTube channel called Sasquatch BC: The True Story, and it's got every single Pork and Beans episode edited on there, which we got almost 200.
Pork and Beans in the browser. That's what you want. Pork and Beans in the browser, and it'll pop up eventually.
It will, yeah.
The YouTube channel, or
yeah, Pork and Beans. Just put Pork and Beans in the browser, and if they do that, I was going to have the admins do it. I was going to say to the admins, we have an admin talk chat. Everybody should look for Pork and Beans on a search bar, on a search engine, and that way it just ups the ratings. If a lot of people are looking for Pork and Beans, then Google has to pay attention to that.
I really like my channel because I annoy a whole bunch of people because I put like all my favorite music on there and whatever, and people are saying take that crappy music off, and that just inspires me to do more crappy music. But whatever.
We are not click centric.
No. Yeah, we're the same.
We don't have a click.
We're the same in that.
Nobody what?
Nobody clicks. We're click centric.
I don't get that.
Views, clicks or views.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
Likes is a click. Share is a click. View is a click.
Clicks and views. That's it. Yep.
So what did you want to? Now that we got all the shameless promotion out of the way.
You're not finished yet. You got to promote your shameless book.
Yeah, and then Michael Harold's shameless. We have to shamelessly promote his channel on YouTube too.
Okay, hang on.
I teach a healing modality called Language Lessons of the Heart, and I also don't get any clicks on that either.
We're the most unpopular guys on the internet.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's a
should I really? What's that?
it's a tough. It's not an easy. It's not an easy thing to keep people's attention. It's not.
Well,
So
that's why we're always joking around. At least if we,
yeah, right.
we may not have their attention, but once in a while we can make them laugh, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what? Like, you guys. Go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's see it.
There it is. What does it say? It says, "Pork and Beans the show." I should put my glasses on. Sasquatch, the true story. No, wait a minute.
Why are you making him read it?
BC,
Just leave it.
Sasquatch, true story, BC, Pork and Beans. That's what it says.
No. Sasquatch story.
My life with a clan, and I can tell. Is that what it says?
Yeah. Anyway, it's like 400 pages long.
Is it scintillating? Scintillating?
Scintillating stuff. Got some really good
scintillating.
Some really good color pictures in it, and
well, it's got pictures. I'm in. You said
not the color though. Not the color.
It was just innocently saying, "Hey, you want to jump on?" And here we are.
He sent me the digital. He sent me the digital version before it came out, and I'm so special that I couldn't even open the damn thing. I was like, "Well, thank you, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing."
Anyway,
Okay, cool. I'll go over there. Go over where? Come on over to Michael Harrell and get your emotional healing work on. Here's the thing about, as topics go, emotional healing is a little bit like do-it-yourself, molars, like dentistry, do-it-yourself dentistry. Like pretty much the last thing anybody would ever want to look for.
I'm gonna spit out my drink.
Did you ever tie does that actually work when you're talking about dentistry, when you tie a string to a doorknob and to your tooth? Does that work?
I don't know.
Ever heard of that? That's probably way before your time, Mr.
No, like
Rigatoni, or
yeah, I don't care.
All they gotta do is smoke cigarettes, and then they fall out by themselves.
Yeah, you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me for money. It'll be a waste of a call. So
well, unless they pay the freight to call you, and then you can hang up on them, right? As long as it's not like collect call or whatever they call that.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah, you remember that shit?
Well,
my mom used to get mad at me when I call her with that, but so I would have to call her when I wanted to get picked up. I would have to, instead of it would be like, you have a collect call from so and so, right? You'd say your name. I'd be like, you have a collect call from, I'm at this place, and then I would hang up. So she would know where I was, and she didn't get charged. I'm at the mall. Beep.
I am so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Can't you see? I'm everything I have for. I'm everything I need.
We're gonna get copyright strikes because of you.
I can't hit that high note to save me. I can't hit that high note to save me.
Don't worry, I'll hit the high notes. You hit the low notes, and I'll be in Albuquerque before you. Is that how it goes?
Oh man, I needed this, guys.
These guys are probably watching this. They're probably thinking, "Who in the heck are these guys?"
This is a serial. We're serial about Sasquatch.
Well, I figured we usually
serial subject.
we're usually due for like a cloud call or whatever, like around this day, we usually have like a Saturday, Sunday. We usually end up all sitting there, and that call that sits there and like it ends up going all day, and everybody pops in and out. I say, let's just bring it online, because a lot of times we talk about stuff that I'm sitting there half the time, and I'm like, this is really actually going to be interesting to people. I'm sure now that we're up here, we're not going to think of anything good, but we'll try.
Well, we'll field questions from the audience.
Everything is connected. Everything is connected, Grasshopper. It's all
absolutely
connected.
Oh, that rendition was spot on with the original recording. Mike is definitely going to get a copyright strike. Yeah. I don't care. I always answer those copyright strikes with 2 letters.
You know what I was singing on the radio last night? Well, I'm always singing, not on the radio, to the radio. But remember that Alvin Bishop song, Mr. Hurl? Fooled Around and Fell in Love?
Oh, yeah.
I love that song, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that kind of music. When I got, especially when I'm driving.
I'm gonna wait a minute. How old are you? 49, right? No,
Big
you're not even 49. He's 39.
30. Yeah, 39. Yeah.
Okay, sing a little bit of that song, because I don't believe you know it. I'm calling you on it.
Everybody go.
Fooled around and fell in love. Yeah, I can't think of how it starts, but. No, I know it. I'm telling you, I know it. I can't tell you why, but that stupid song, "How Do I Get You Alone," is what, when you said that came into my head, and I don't know why.
Walking in the rain and the snow, and there's nowhere to go.
What's up, guys? We're just having an informal.
But I fooled around and fell in love. That's how it starts.
Nowhere to go, and I think this podcast is dying. That's my lyrics for that song.
Let's see.
I can't scream in my apartment. My wife will.
People came here to hear about Sasquatch, so somebody should say Sasquatch every once in a while, or maybe Sabe. That's a new thing. It's Sabe is suave.
It's well, you know how that goes. It's like everything is like. I feel like it goes through like fads with the masses. Like all of a sudden it's like cool to say something. Like a couple of years ago, it was like Dog Man, right? Dog Man. Like everything was a Dog Man. And then last year it was Sabe. Who knows where we're going this year? But
Sabe is suave.
Who knows? Too old for my.
So what's your favorite name for the forest people?
I don't care for Bigfoot. Like, I don't care for it, but it's. I guess Sasquatch is what I like best, but it's just. I don't know. Again, it's like that's a native name, so I'm not sure if I should use it. You know what I mean? So it's Sabe. Like it stems from, a native culture. So I don't know if I should be using it. So I tend to say Bigfoot. Even though I don't care for it. You know what I mean?
I don't really like the name, but you know what? I think if you're if you're coming from a point of respect, it doesn't really matter. Unless you say a-hole or something, like.
No, for sure, yeah. No, you're right. But
yeah, I mean, as long as you're being respectful.
The forest people is pretty neutral. Forest people is pretty neutral.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
I call them brothers.
Yeah, right. They're like family to me. I mean, if you're talking about what I call them on a personal level, like I don't, I call them by name or I call them family.
Now, when we were talking to Pat McRae, we never did ask him if his life changed. Right. And then we also never asked him if he was friends with a Sasquatch, because I have a feeling he's having this interaction, and he may not even feel like they're friends. They're just annoyance. It's just something that's going on, right? Like
I wouldn't say that I don't think he thinks they're an annoyance, but yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question. We should have asked him.
Yeah.
Who, Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
I
obviously,
invited,
like I'm feeling like their family and they're my brothers. Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
if I get that vibe from him.
Well,
They're just force people.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, their connection is pretty intense. You know what I mean? So it's pretty damn intense. Like they have a lot on their plate, and they have a lot. The stuff he was talking about yesterday, like the understandings he has and stuff. It must weigh heavy on him to get. You know what I mean? Like talking about them in the labs and the government and this, that, that, that stuff I'm ignorant to. Like I don't know that. I don't firsthand know that stuff. So like, even when I see something small like a patch of woods that I would go in regularly is like torn down, like that breaks me. So I can't even think about mass scale things, But
Yeah. I know
I'll
my
tell you.
clan isn't.
Go ahead, Brian. Go
So
ahead.
I know my clan
Don't let
isn't
me
worried
interrupt you.
about.
Go right
I'm
ahead.
not.
Uh,
You never do that on the other show. Man, is he ever polite on your show?
gaslight.
That never happens on the Pork and Bean show. He's
Go
just
ahead,
waiting for that
go
split
ahead,
second
Brian.
to jump
Go
in
ahead.
there.
Oh, this is
You got you're like a baseball pitcher. You got this like wind up before you start talking. Well, and this, and you have a little preamp to everything you say. That's why I encourage you to just jump in there and say something.
I do believe the government would like to wipe out as many Sasquatch as they can because they have because of their message for us, and
yeah.
which is totally opposite to what the bullshit they're slinging. But I don't think my clan is all that concerned with them, at least in particular. But I don't think some clans are not as evolved as others. And I'm not saying mine's the most evolved or anything. I'm not saying that, but they can cope and they can do all the stuff to get away.
I think, yeah, right. That's my understanding too. Is like that's why I can't comprehend it. But I've had people who I trust and know. This, for instance, this guy he's down south Mississippi or whatever, and he was in a deer stand and he interacted with one. One had no idea he was there. It was all flesh. Just walked up on him, sat down, started playing in the dirt, whatever, and he was up in his deer stand way up there, and he yelled at it, and this Sasquatch still didn't know where he was, like was running around like pissed off, like looking, and then when it finally found him, it was screaming at him. And long story short, it was a long interaction, but for me that was mind blowing. That it to me it sounds like it didn't know he was there. You know what I mean? Like he could have shot it if he wanted to. Like he had it lined up before it saw him. And to me, that's mind blowing because I'm like, I feel like as soon as I leave the house, they know where I'm going. They know where I'm going before I go. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I always was the person I laughed. Like people say, oh, like I'd shoot one, and I would like kind of laugh to myself, like you can't shoot one, But then I started to hear these other things, and I think that ties into what you're saying. Is maybe there are different levels of what their capabilities are or something to that effect. And that's why I never try to make a blanket statement when it comes to Sasquatch. I only talk about the ones I interact with and what they talk to me about.
Well, I know my guys know what I'm doing, like literally years before I even think about it. Like I know that's a hard thing to comprehend, but it's true. So some of them, I think it's these abilities. Some of them practice them, some of them don't. Some of them have lost them. Some of them don't care to. They just want to be flesh and blood, I imagine. But not the guys I'm dealing with.
Well, right. That's kind of my understanding too. Is they can go flesh and blood, but they don't. That's not like their prerogative. Like they're not. They don't do it. They don't do it like unless they have to, which is really not really ever necessary. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they did it once to show me. Like he did it once to show me, like, hey, here I am, up and down. And that was the last time I did. Well, another time I seen him walking, but it was like it wasn't that close. It wasn't as close as the first one.
Yeah, you've never seen him disappear or do anything like that.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah. Like
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
one time there was. You remember the TVs like when you used to turn them off? You know, like the old TVs, you press the button and it would like the screen would like implode on itself, and there would be like that white slit down the middle before it totally turned off. There was one running across like this. There was this big like yeah, well, I won't say big, but it was like I was on like this rim around like a little dip, you know, and it was probably like 100 feet across, and it was just getting dark. There's a little bit of light still out, and you see this big black freaking mass just hauling ass across the other side, and then it was like that big, like a big flash, and then that, you know, like that slit, and he was just gone right into it. I mean, this thing was hauling like it might as well have been on
Let
an
me finish
escalator.
what I was going to say before Brian interrupted me and took me off track.
All right, we'll get back to you now.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm trying to be polite. I think I'll drop a little bit of knowledge that maybe all these Sasquatch people who are watching, your buddies, may not have heard of. And that is a couple of years ago, I got some background information, and which I can't go into, but it freaked me out so bad that I started looking around and talking to psychics people, and the bottom line, what I came up with was the Sasquatch themselves say there's six, one, two, three, four, five, six agencies that are tasked with killing Sasquatch, six of them. And a lot, you can figure out the first couple of them are state and local police. They have like squads that can go out and take care of some lone individual that's messing with somebody. So, and then there's the BLM and Bureau of Land Management. That's another level. So that takes care of about three agencies. But then the two top agencies are military. They're pure, hardcore, otherworldly, full blown war
Mm,
machine. And these guys, they have the best drones. They have the best equipment. They have stuff that's in only you can only see about maybe in Star Wars somewhere. But I heard that from those guys, they can take out a whole 40-mile wide uh, mountain, a whole mountainside, kill all the Sasquatch
mm,
in an afternoon. And it's those guys that are there's those guys who can actually take the Sasquatch and take them to the underground tunnels and all that kind of stuff. And then that there's a lot of Sasquatch are in underground tunnels being dissected and being mind controlled and being tortured and all that kind of stuff. And so there's the really dark side of the Sasquatch that you're not going to hear about, but it's a fact of life. I mean, they're the same kind of people, the ones who taking the missing 411 people and taking them and doing organ grinding or whatever they're going to do, and taking kids and all that kind of stuff. There's some really dark shit going on out there, and Sasquatch
mm.
is part of the mix.
Yeah.
When you said organ grinding, I had a monkey with a little hat come to mind. You mean the other kind?
The kind where they take out your organs and sell them to aristocrats.
Yeah, they're really nice people. I really respect those people.
That's
So you
how it
know,
was. That's how it was out in Montauk with Camp Hero, um, MK Ultra and all that crap, whatever else it was. They were just snatching kids off the street. I actually got inside information too. There was a couple of psychiatric hospitals on the island, and these women would give birth, and they weren't mentally stable, and when they would take the kids away from them at birth and tell them that just tell them something, tell them they killed their child, or it died during delivery, or whatever, and they would take the children away from them and just bring them straight out there, and then nobody was the wiser. Nobody was the wiser, you know.
yeah, every kind of dark thing you can imagine is actually going on. You know, it's a miracle that it's not in there's not
Yeah.
more of it.
Well,
Yeah. Who's Rob S? He said pork and beans. When was your latest encounter? Well, pork and beans isn't a person. Mike and I.
What was your latest encounter? Well, I just washed my pan and put it on the counter. Does that count? And I washed my no, that doesn't
So,
count as an encounter. It's got a
well,
counter on it. It's on counter. Not in
There's
Mike-
a lot. There's so many like encounters I could. I mean, I don't know where to start. But but basically, Mr. Beans and I are we have a relationship with him, which is like it's an energy kind of thing. I know that sounds bizarre, but we mind speak, downloads, that kind of stuff.
He goes out. Rob goes out with me, so he knows what you're talking about.
I mean, I've had a lot of physical encounters, but the things I cherish the most are the lessons. It's kind of like a teacher-student relationship. But I mean, I have seen them, in person.
If you get lessons, does that make you lessen?
Lesser.
It's funny. It's funny you brought that up because I thought I really thought I was done with like Sasquatch school, right? I hadn't had anything like taught to me in a while. I hadn't had them come to me and say, "Hey, we're gonna use you to pass this along, this lesson, or whatever, this teaching, and we want you to pass it along." A lot of times they use me as like a vessel, like here, like dumping into me, and like now you paid and to give it to them, and like it's so awkward sometimes because like. A lot of times it's crap that I've never heard anybody talk about before. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, great. Now I get to be, I get to come out here with this, but.
Well, give us some examples.
Well, like.
You probably heard a lot of it now that you've been really involved with the Pork and Bean Show, right? Or no?
Yeah, well, the biggest one is that I always hear people talking about what they eat. Oh, they must. They can't live there because there's no food source, or there's not enough food source, or what would they eat, and what would they eat, and what would they eat, and what would they eat. So everybody kept asking me. So I said, well, what do you guys eat? Because I had been out there and I'm watching the same deer walking around with the Sasquatch, and everyone's talking about them, ripping deer in half, and I'm watching them like pet the deer. You know what I mean? So I'm like, where's the connection here? Because I'm not getting what everybody else is talking about. I'm not seeing this monster that rips off deer's heads, right? So they basically told me we don't need to eat. We eat for taste. We eat because we like it, but we don't need to. So they showed me that they would show me like one clamshell and then 1,000 clamshells. And I wasn't putting it together at first. But they were saying we like clams, but we could eat one or we could eat 1,000. Don't make a difference. And then they started to show that they were, connecting the forest together for like conduit almost. And they were using the structures and different things, for energy. And then how they would like soak up the sun for energy, or how they even go and use stuff that we have, like the power lines or the train tracks and things like that. And they can harness it that way. They don't have to physically consume for sustenance. And that was something big that like I can pass it out, but it doesn't register with a lot of people. You know what I mean? And I get it because we're so groomed to think that that's how we function, right? Drink water, eat. And if you don't do that, you die. So when you're talking about something that's flesh and blood, people assume that that's what has to happen. So it's a tough thing,
What's your true form though? Is their true form flesh and blood, or is it like orbs or that kind of stuff or whatever? I mean, they're masters of energy, right?
Right. They're actually they're elementals they're elementals of all sense. Elements, and then they're masters of energy, right? There are a million different things in one. You can't really put them in one category, right? You know what I mean? So it's, of course, right? They're flesh if they want to be, they're spiritual, however you want to categorize it. I don't know. I don't know if they can be categorized, right? But yeah, like but when people are thinking of them, because a lot of people have seen them in the flesh, that's how they see them. And especially originally, right? That's usually what gets people snowballed is, oh, I've seen one, so now I need to know more.
I've seen them in the flesh. I've seen them in the
Right.
flesh quite a few times, but I've also seen them where there was nothing there, and then they were in the flesh. Like they just appeared out of thin air. So, I mean, they're way more evolved and understand energy in its applications way more than we do.
Right. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I have an understanding of it, like, but you and me have an understanding of it. But when you're trying to portray it to people,
Well, what are
it's
you putting
tough.
on you there? Flea and tick medicine or something? What is that?
Who?
I wish. No, I wish. No, it's.
You got
I
a
wish it
rash
was
or
that.
something? That's like
I wish it was that simple. No, I'm always in pain. Like I'm always in pain.
in pain
So I'm
from
always.
what?
Oh, you want to dive into that today? I mean,
Well, what is this pain that we talk about? What is it?
it's from a brain injury. So it's like it's from being blown up overseas. So it's like a permanent traumatic brain injury. So like I have like so much always tension and pain like in my shoulders, my neck, and my head. So I get Botox in my head. I get lidocaine in my occipital nerves and my traps and
How'd you get
yeah,
blown up? Was it in wartime or something?
yeah. Good couple of days. Lucky couple of days where they targeted us.
How long ago was that?
Ooh, shit. I don't know. 10 years, maybe a
Okay,
little
well,
more now.
every single fucking cell in your body is already changed out. Every one. So that means it's not just in the muscles. That means it's in the energy field. So your energy field is what needs to be fixed, not your body. Just
Yeah.
thought I'd throw that out there just to
Well,
make you feel worse
you're
because
right though. You're
nothing you
right
can do about it.
You're right, because when I was actively getting Reiki treatment, that's what made me get Reiki certified. Was because when I was actively going and doing yoga and Reiki and everything, I was so much better off. I was so much better off. Like I can lay here all night and never get comfortable, but I could be under the hands of a Reiki master, knocked out, gone. See ya, like because I'm comfortable and they can move my energy around.
Your energy
Yeah,
and the way you combat that, is by shadow boxing.
I know what you're getting at. I know what
You
you're getting at.
shadow box. Yeah. And what happens when you shadow box?
What do you mean? You defeat your
How,
enemy, right?
yeah, how do you do it? Yeah.
I mean, you release your tension, right? You let it go. You beat the shit out of it until it's gone.
Right. What you have to do is when you shadow box, you're going to fight and kill your target, whatever the target is. It could have been the enemy who blew you up. It could have been your sergeant who's told you to go over there and do that. It could have been the whole U.S. military. It could have been everything, whatever it is. You fight them, right? But you have to have a higher frequency and a more powerful frequency of your emotions and your physical body, right? You and that overwrites, and then you kill them. Whatever it is, you kill them because right now you're living in the living energy of that moment is still with you because it's giving you pain. So that means it ain't gone. The memory ain't
Mm,
gone. When the memory and imagination are gone, then the pain will go. That's the
yeah.
way it works. That's why I said shadow boxing was screaming and yelling, and you get it right when you start to sweat, and the veins pop out in your neck, right?
Hmm.
That's the vibration of that will go out there to wherever it was that's holding the pattern of pain in your energy field.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I follow you. I follow you now, and I follow you regularly. Yeah, you're a wealth of information.
So do that and then see and then let us know how it works. I mean, every time you go out in the woods, take 5 minutes and do shadow boxing. And then we'll go along your walk along your way. And so since you go out in the wood, you go out in the woods what 2 or 3 times a week or something.
Yeah, probably 5.
Yeah, we'll just do shadow boxing for 5 minutes, right? And if you gotta whatever it is you want your subconscious mind to know that threat out there is dead. Kill it dead. So you can blow it up, atom bomb, you can flamethrower, whatever it takes to just destroy that whole thing. If it's war, just destroy everything, both sides. You see what I'm saying? If you have to go back to the history of war and just blow up every war that ever happened, just so this whole thing, because it created a world inside you. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Yeah.
world of pain inside you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You want to kill that. You want to kill the individuals that you can imagine, and then the whole world of pain, or God of pain too, the demons. And it works. I'm telling you, it works. I'm 70. I'm 73, right? And I don't have any bursitis, no pain, no injuries, no nothing. And I was working heavy construction when I was 65.
Mm.
We're making sewage treatment plants and doing heavy remodeling and stuff like that. So it's not like my body's took it easy. If anything,
Yeah.
my body should not be working.
Right. I mean, I did it a couple times, like you told me to go out there and just yell and let it loose, and I passed that info out after I did it. I went to my group therapy at the VA, and I passed it out to the guys, and I told them, I said, "Oh, this might make it feel weird, but I said I went out there and I just let that shit rip, man." And I said I let it rip, and
Good for you.
it made me feel better. I mean, bro, I was screaming. I was, because I had it pent up because I had nowhere to put it. You know what I mean? And I went out there and I just started belting it. And out there, I don't know if I took a couple of swings or not, but I know you said like do it if you have to, but just letting it out, And I always say that too. Things affect your heart, and then it manifests up here in your mind afterwards. And if you don't get it out of your, if it'll make its way up. So if you can get it out, before it gets to your mind and takes over and rents space, get it out of your mouth and just let it go.
Think of it as like you've got it's like an energy parasite. It's a parasite, right? And parasites, you eliminate them, you kill them, you poison them, you wipe them out. That's what you do with parasites. You don't just let them be, right? You don't let them just feed off of you. So I don't know. It's worth a shot, and it doesn't cost any money, and it's really, really, really powerful.
Absolutely.
Whenever you do that, always give yourself victory, success. Yay, I did it, right? You want to tell your subconscious that this is over, that it's finished. Okay, that whole thing is you stood up for it, you won, you weren't the victim, you were actually the victorious. Yeah.
So,
Brian, real quick, because he must have lost signal. Brian, where are you again? In BC.
I am in Pitt Meadows, which is right by Maple Ridge.
Thank you, Michael.
And Mr. Beans is in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, I've been there.
You ever had a Southern Belle there, Mr. Beans?
No, I haven't. Yeah. They're supposedly being around, but most of them look like ladies in the grocery store because I only go to the grocery store.
Yeah, but they're not dancing in the aisles like you expected.
No, it's just depressing.
Did you know that when Mr. Beans was
I went to a gentleman's club and they weren't dancing in the aisles there either, which is kind of demoralizing. How can you go to a gentleman's club and you don't have any women dancing in the aisles?
What were they doing there?
You never been to a gentleman's club?
I'm not a gentleman, so no. I don't know. Gentleman's club. What exactly? I mean, I've heard the term. What is it? Just where guys
you don't want to know.
Smoke cigars and stuff.
Right? Brian's naive. I think you're naive.
No, it's a strip club.
Strip club.
Oh, I haven't done that, and since I think it was about 20, maybe 20 or 21. Last time I went to one of those. I'm just not interested in that stuff.
Yeah, it's a money pit. It's no.
I mean, I'm about love, man. I don't want like somebody pretending like.
Yeah, bro, you gotta explain to me. I hear you.
Well, yeah, that's why when you went last week, you were saying, I think I'll only go about another dozen times, and that'll be about it. I'm
Sasquatch. A Sasquatch story. My life with the clan of Irie.
Yeah,
that's right. Thank you, Camping with Sasquatch.
That's Martin. You guys know Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on the show soon.
Yep. Plug in the show again.
Or maybe we should clean up this show so people will actually want to join us.
Clean up what show?
This show.
Yeah, he can. You know what? Here, I'll just put the. Oops, shit. Whoops.
Hey, Mike, how tall are your ceilings? They look like they're like 12 feet tall.
Sorry, guys.
Or maybe he's only 3 feet tall.
Well, look at that behind him. It's like that little spot.
Yeah, I know. It looks like what do they call that?
Where's the door? You know the door's whatever it is, 6'8".
Vaulted ceilings or
So 9, 10. It's like it's either 10 or 12 foot, 10 or 12 feet.
look at this guy. There's two of them.
It's twins. Yeah. How tall?
Man,
is
that
your-
other guy looked way handsomer than you.
How tall? How tall? How tall is your ceiling? Is that the bathroom? How tall is your ceiling?
So I'm echoing here.
It's got to be at least 10 feet.
I'm in my hallway. So.
What do they call that? A vaulted ceiling, right?
I don't know. This is a garage, so that's why the ceiling is so big.
Can you jump and touch the roof?
No. Oh. It's even on the top step. It's still like that's 10 foot up.
Well, how
That's
far
why
are
it's
you up?
not painted. That's why it's not painted because I can't reach anything.
Oh, you gotta get one of those things with roller that's on like a pole. That's how you do it.
I've seen those.
Boy, it's got this god awful
I've
blue.
used them.
Whoever painted it this god awful blue is what it. That's what it's gonna stay.
What are you doing? I gotta ask you. What are you doing smoking those cigarettes, man?
Hang
I
on,
wouldn't
I'm
actually say that because Mr. Bean smokes cigarettes too. No, I'll forget that.
Hey, I
But
tell
you're
you,
young
I
enough.
tell you
You're
what.
young enough to. You're
I
young
tell you
enough
what,
to know better.
do you know what? Do you know where COVID hits your body there, Brian? COVID hits your body in your nicotine receptors. If you smoke cigarettes, you'll never have the flu. True story. No question about it. That's why the American Indians call it medicine. But you're also right. You're not supposed to smoke too much.
okay. Am I back?
Especially when you're singing, like when I'm singing and whatever, and my voice just goes to shit when I'm smoking cigarettes.
Didn't you used to smoke pot and stuff one time when you were young, when you're 6 years old or something?
Yeah. I've had I actually when I was 36, I quit smoking pot, alcohol, and cigarettes all on the same day, and I never touched them for 25 years.
And then you got hooked up with Sasquatch and you fell off the wagon.
No, I just said I never smoke cigarettes again. I have the odd beer, like I'll get a 6-pack and maybe it'll last me like 6 months or something. But as far as the pot goes, no. Yeah, I said when I'm 60, I'm going to start smoking weed again. Problem is I can't just have a joint like every year, like once every couple of weeks or whatever. That's one thing that when I smoke weed, I smoke a lot of weed. So I just quit.
That's how I was when I was younger, but now if I feel like I need it, I take a hit like once a week, like rare, you know what I mean? Really rare.
I wish I could do that, man, because I actually
you might when you come back, you might.
No.
I dropped the link.
Times.
If anybody wants to come on, whatever, feel free. We're not going to stay on forever, but so if you want to come on.
What did you do? Do you put that in the comments?
Yeah.
Sasquatch Confessions. I smoke 10 joints a day.
He really does. He's not lying.
That was about me too. That's the thing, right? Like there was this young guy that I was introducing him to Sasquatch, and one day we're out and he had a couple joints in his pocket. And I'd never smoked with the dude and whatever, and I said, what the heck? I'll have a smoke with you. Next day I went out and bought a bag, and 3 months later I decided, I better give this up again because I was smoking every day, right? Anyway, this is not true confessions, I suppose. Yep, it's not. What did that guy say? Yep, it's not good. I'm right beside him doing it. What does that mean?
It means he's a Sasquatch standing right.
He's probably with Sasquatch Confession, and over there, and he's another one. They're from your area, Brian.
So what are they? What are they all about?
Smoking pot and looking for
No,
something.
they go in the woods as a group. Uh, you know, they're learning. They're learning. And they're learning fast. They have a passion for it. They love it. You know, they work hard all day and then they go out there, you know, on any chance they got, they go out there and they you know, they connect with them. They do their best
Oh,
and
so they're trying to get a relationship going.
yeah, it's a good thing,
Oh, that's
man.
cool. That's
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
very good. They got a good head on their shoulders. I like it.
That's great.
Yeah, Squatch Gang. They just made shirts called said Squatch Gang and they all wear it. So it's pretty funny. They're good guys. I like them. They keep it real, and that's what's most important. They just go out. They're themselves. Like you know, a lot of these people are out there just like mimicking what they see, or just trying. You know what I mean? Forcing shit or whatever. Like they got the right formula. They really do. They got the right formula.
Yeah, you got to be respectful and you got to be heart based and high vibration.
Heart-faced.
Right.
You don't want to be talking. You don't want to be talking negative stuff.
Because heart-faced means you have to face your heart.
When the Sasquatch Confession says I'm connected, I wonder if he'd come on. I'd like to hear what he means by he's connected.
Yeah, I think he would. You know, he's been on live streams before. Sasquatch Seekers.
Just go to http://StreamYard.
Send him a link. See if it come on. We can talk about it for a bit.
I just dropped it in the chat, so anybody's welcome.
Yeah, Sasquatch Confection. That's confections. That's like, it's not confections because that's like pastry, right?
Well, originally when he made his channel, he was gonna kind of like have people on and like have them like come on and tell their story and like, you know, open up. And that was like, he was gonna do a podcast, but he fell into more of like a boots on the ground thing, you know, and he still does stuff like that. Like he, you know, he goes on TikTok and talks to people, shows different stuff, and it's great. But you know, when he does his YouTube thing, I kind of asked them to swing over to YouTube, and they did, and I'm happy they did. And they, you know, they got a nice little following, and they make a positive impact, so it's cool.
That's good.
Yeah. Like hey, Brian, good to see you, brother.
Montauk is strange.
Sure is.
Hey, Mike, it's been a minute. Do you know this guy?
Hey, Pork and Beans. Montauk.
I saw you.
By the way, I'm pork and he's beans. I'm the meat of the matter, and he's the substance or the substance.
FOB, full of beans. No, Frank Oliver beans.
Full of beans, yeah. Frank Oliver beans. By the way, he is also the world's handsomest man, in case anybody didn't notice.
Mm.
I'm glorious. I'm so glorious. I pee golden.
Oh, that's yeah. Or you could just be dehydrated.
or you've got some fetishes or something you're not telling us about.
Oh, we got action. Let's see.
Listen. They say that Christ said something about, you gotta love your brothers as you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, then you got no love for your brothers. That's what's going on. So you gotta love yourself. That's kind of like the law.
Are we in or what?
Oh, you're in, all right.
Hey, welcome. This is the Sunday sermon about Sasquatch.
Got a mad echo going on here.
You're with a bunch of people with a lot of hair,
welcome.
So I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah,
it's echoing.
Something weird's going on, guys. It's like echoing like crazy.
All right, hang on.
The last time you talked was pretty good. I think you just got to keep talking, and then
is that better?
The algorithms.
I don't know.
Okay, it did it to me before too. So,
tell us who you are and what's going on. Talk a little bit.
Hey, maybe we can get him on the show.
I think he's having an echo.
My name's JT. I'm from Mission, British Columbia. Are we back to normal here?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
What is going on?
He might have a lag.
Oh, wait,
He might have
wait.
a lag.
There we go. Are we back to normal? It was my fault, guys, I think.
You're good.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
hear you guys?
Yeah.
Hello.
Cool.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
no, I had YouTube running in the background there.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yep.
That'll do it.
Yo, you were checking
Cool,
out
man.
the Sasquatch. He was checking out Sasquatch BC, the true story. He couldn't wait.
Let me see if this will let me hear you guys better. One sec, guys. We'll make it so I can hear you better. All right. I think I should be able to hear you guys better now.
Hello.
Or maybe not.
Check. My volume's down too. I don't know why.
It's only in my phone. It's okay. It's okay. This works, guys. Awesome. Nice to meet you guys. I've heard so much about Michael and Brian here. I've watched you guys a few times on Facebook.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, my name's...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm JT. Like Mike was saying, I started Sasquatch Confessions back in 2020. And it was before I truly knew I was connected with these guys, right? And like I always was interested in the topic, of course. And it's strange because I was an addict, right? I had a drug addiction problem. And I got clean. I've been clean for 3 years. And they've been there the entire time. Like I have memory, even when I was a young kid, of having a Sasquatch. In my brain, it registered as seeing a bear, right? But it was playing with me basically, or on the other side of this little creek, squatted down, like basically mimicking myself. And I've like, in my older years, since I've got clean and cleaned my life up, it's like I've really been getting the stronger connection back to these guys. And I mean, we had this really strange, this I say they gave us the story of creation on stone, okay? Because we have this log that my twin brother and a buddy of ours went out to put up trail cameras. They walked out, they did their thing, and they came back. There was this log, it had 5 rocks on it. And they took pictures of this one rock. It had these carvings in it. And they come home and they showed me, right? So I'm like, why didn't you bring that home? It's amazing. Like, it's quite something, right? I talked to my buddies who live out in the Chehalis area, and they told me that, yes, that one is a symbol they've been using for thousands of years. And it's basically, if you look up the story of Chehalis, the Chehalis people, that there's a not even them. It's in a lot of the Coast Salish stuff, right? The Exals or the Halls, it's called. Now this is on this stone. We have the Halls and a man and a woman. And if you look up the story of creation, that is basically what we got going on this stone. So I find this out. I go back out there 2 days later to get this stone, and I get out there. There was 5 big stones on this log. When I get back out there, there's only 2 stones and a staff that's about 6 feet long, leaning against the log. So things had changed in 2 days. I grabbed them and brought them home with me. 1 week later, me and Sasquatch Seekers in the comments there, my buddy that we were just talking to or whatever, we were out fishing that day, and it was a super hot day. I'm sweating like crazy. We're having a good day fishing, and I turn around, and from the direction where this rock was found, the Sasquatch, my Sasquatch, it's a female, she's a female, comes walking out, and it was probably about 200 yards it crossed, like in the distance in front of us. It walked from one side of my view to the other, crossed the river, and it was probably about 9 feet tall. head to toe brown hair, you know, taking the biggest steps I've ever seen anything take, right? And about 10 or 15, I looked at James and Sasquatch Secrets, and I'm like, do we just see a Sasquatch, bro? It was like the coolest moment ever, right? And yeah, like, to me, I don't think it's a coincidence that all that happened, right? The Sasquatch had a stick in its hand as well that was about 6 feet long, or like the stick that it gave us. To me, I don't see that. I feel that it was my Sasquatch, okay? And we found baby Sasquatch footprints about 15 minutes later. They're the weirdest, strangest shaping a little foot I've ever seen in my life. But I've had things happen to me as well that are like the supernatural side of this, right? Like where I was told, the first time I was told that I have interdimensional guides or Sasquatch guides, they literally, this woman came into my room and was like, I have to tell you this right now. I've been told to tell you this. And as soon as I read it, it was like a gigantic hand grabbed my head and started massaging my head. Like it was the most, I couldn't, it was electrical, buzzing. I can't even describe it. The most amazingest feeling ever. Like I can't even describe it, right? Huge hand just grabbed my head and started doing this. And I was like, okay, this is really happening, right? And ever since, basically, you know, ever since I've cleaned my life up and you know, they've just been, it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I know it's like a lifelong journey. These guys, I believe, truly have been with me since I possibly even birthed. You know, it's like a soul bond. They're here on a different level, right? They're connected to us that way. And I truly do believe that, you know, and I got the feelings I get is kind of my confirmation, really.
Wow, man,
So,
that's you're right on the right track. I love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
And in terms of the rock thing's a big deal. We're going to do a whole show on rocks, and I invite you right now to come and do our show.
I have it.
Huh?
I'll show you right now, guys.
Holy mackerel. That's fantastic.
That's the whole. That's a woman. That
there you go.
is the woman right there standing. And then the man is right. It's hard for me to do this, but he was right there. There's a woman right there. It's hard to show you guys on that little camera, but.
It's fantastic because my first introduction to Sasquatch was they took me out somewhere out west in the where the red rocks are and had me talk to a rock god for 3 hours, and that rock god told me about the whole history of life on Earth was water and rock make life, and then life makes more life, and the life makes more water and rock, and just went on, detail after detail after detail for 3 hours. So when I hear you say the Sasquatch are teaching you the history of Earth or the history of life from the point of view of rocks or with rocks, I'm just mind blown, right? It's just mind blown.
I actually, it's wild because like this area where we go, right? I've had multiple kind of, I guess, exchanges with the Sasquatch with multiple different rocks, right? And I put a gemstone that I bought that was $40 from somebody on TikTok. I bought it off them, and it was just a cool little keychain gemstone. I had that in a piece of quartz on this log for about 2 months, and the gemstone was gone early. The quartz moved, and then the quartz was actually switched out with another rock that I have right here. The day I found that when the quartz was switched out with this rock, me and Sasquatch Seekers went out to check on his trail cameras, and we did a big loop. And when we came back around, I'm walking up probably about 100 yards from the log where the rock exchanges are happening. And in my mind, I see this stone on the ground. It's a really black rock, and it's half of the rock has been smashed into shards. And instantaneously, I'm not forced, but I just like grabbed the shards and jammed them in my pocket. I don't even know what made me do it, Now, as I approach the log, I see the things have changed, right? I got a new rock in place of my quartz. And I go, oh, okay, this is what needs to be done. I switch the rock out with a shard of the black rock. And then I look how many shards I have. I had 5 shards. My group of friends that we go out with, 4 guys. So Sasquatch will now have a shard. We will all have shards, and they're gonna fit. They fit together like a puzzle, like you know what I mean. And I believe it's them trying to strengthen our connection to the Sasquatch through the elements, like the rock, right? That's the recentest stuff that's happened recently.
Bhagwan
So
Nityananda.
I'm so happy to see the way you're approaching things, man. There's not that many people like you doing this. It's refreshing because I think you're right, exactly on the right path with them.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is for
appreciate that.
camping with Sasquatch. Camping with Sasquatch. The Bible has 59 quotes where rock and God, or God is the rock, God is the foundation stone, God is the stone that the Masons, right? There's like 59 quotes. So this whole rock God thing is like, it's been around a really long time. When people were talking about something powerful and substantial, it was a rock. You're like a rock.
Yeah.
everybody's heard that saying before, definitely.
You know, other than my particular family that I deal with, and it's like a student-teacher relationship, much like what you're going through. I think the ones in Chehalis have given me probably the best energy of anywhere else I've gone, other than my own particular group, because they're my guys. But they got a really good energy in Chehalis.
I've gotten some wild stuff out there as well, like not just Sasquatch. We're talking about spiritual elemental energies, and in a random picture that I took, I don't know if I can, if it's possible to show you guys right now. I'll see if I can, but this is a shaman headhunter, and it was in a picture that I took. Now, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
It just looks kind of like a purple thing with, it looks like a being in there, but I can't make out the details.
What we have there is literally a sideways profile, almost looks like the Green Goblin guy, but he has a side profile, and he's literally wearing a skull on his head, and the skull is a wide open mouth, like screaming, and it has long wavy hair, and it has a crown. This guy is wearing a king's head as a freaking hat. And a guy that we know has told us that, let me see here.
Kind of hard to make
I don't know
out.
if you guys, it's hard to make out. You gotta,
Yeah,
it's not
just,
I can kind of get it. He's a little guy at the bottom, and he's got this whole hat thing on top.
it's if you can see it like in person and not on this little screen, you could really make it. It's quite something to me. And this there's so much stuff going on up here in the forest, or in the where we're from. There really is, and like you were saying, the Chehalis area is, the energy is so welcoming there to me. It's like home. Really, it's an amazing energy, and I'm thankful that we get to connect with the Sasquatch from there.
well,
and
that's where the name Sasquatch originated from too, right?
yeah.
From the Chehalis Indians. So it's a traditional Sasquatch habitat. Yeah, it's amazing. I love.
And
Chehalis.
we know what they believe, right? How they're spirit like beings, and they walk in both worlds. So I mean, to me, that's of course it is what it is, right? The interdimensional, or whatever people want to call it. I mean, we know that they're very special.
Well, everything kind of I had like a sit down with the Sasquatch last night, and I had no idea what the hell they were talking about, because I was kind of starting to write off the color blue, because I never found out what it really meant. and everyone was like, "Oh, blue and Sasquatch," and I would always see it, but it never really made sense. And then they kind of like gave me a download, and it wasn't blue, but it was like turquoise, and it was like turquoise blue. So I'm like, all right. And they were trying to teach, like, show me like that stone will help you and like connect you to like the spiritual world and this, you know what I mean? And use it as appreciation for like where you come from and where you're going and the worlds in between. And it was this whole big thing, and like it was a lot to take in.
It
But
reminds me of Ocean Stone. That whatever you just said, it just made me think of Ocean Stone.
it's
So
yeah. Sometimes I think turquoise is called ocean stone. Sometimes,
I'm not sure exactly if that is
or
what it is, but it's
maybe sea stone. I don't know. But yeah. It was a lot. And it like I can't regurgitate it perfectly, but it was a lot of information.
How
And
many guys are in your group? How many guys are in your group of guys?
You.
4.
Yeah.
Don't mind my worm covered hands. I was just fishing. There's 4 of us. My twin brother, me and my twin are both connected. Definitely, we're all connected. I believe like everybody is. They just don't perceive it yet or know. But me, my twin brother, Sasquatch Seekers, who's probably in the room still, if he is, that's James, and our good friend Ken. We're basically brothers. We've known each other since we were like, me and Ken and Lee have known each other since we were like 4 or 5, and James has been in our life since we were about 11 years old. So, and I'm 38 years old this year. So, we're a strong group of we're family, right?
Beautiful. You guys should come on our show. We'd have a lot of fun. We could share all kinds of stuff.
You guys are you would have that kind of spiritual guides, spiritual teachers, or just the beings that just look
It's like
after you. It's just like, what can you say about that? They just
I've
look
had
after
so
you.
many things in my life, right? Like I know this is my reason really for being here is to spread this for I don't know, not the masses, but just to get it out there that people know that Sasquatch are here to help, right? And it's
Yeah.
like I've been through so much stuff. I was shot in the head. I've been stabbed. I've been so many things. I lived that life, and it's like I'm here for a reason. I could have overdosed hundreds of times. I damn near did. And it's like, I'm here. They've been there the whole time, helping me through this, letting me choose my own journey, because that's what it's about. And I literally, to me, I get goosebumps thinking about this right now just because I made it through it. Like, I don't know if it was, I've probably been through this so many times in other lifetimes through addiction, and maybe I didn't make it through. But like, it feels so amazing to have made it through it this time, and the Sasquatch seriously saved my life. They really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because to me, the whole ball of wax here that's going on facing humanity is a type of an awakening. Okay, an awakening,
100%.
a maturing, a blossoming of humanity, and the great pillars of that is the near-death experience, where people and the main message from that is we don't die, that we're eternal beings, we don't die. Hundreds and hundreds. That's one of the main pillars. And another main pillar is the star people. They've come here. They've picked up at least 4 or 5 million people in the last 50 years, and there's a connection there. And everybody who gets picked up, they have the same kind of experience of life transformation as the near-death experience people do. Okay, the third pillar of transformation is the Sasquatch, the elementals, the dogman, and all that kind of stuff, and that's just coming on strong now. Okay, and then the fourth pillar is all the people who've been doing their emotional healing work, their recovery work, their ending their addiction work, all of that, which is just a massive bunch of people. I mean, there's just industries of people who've done their healing work or have a healing modality, and that's the Reiki people, the psychological people, the primal screen people, you name it, right? And it's all these four big pillars are what's going on now, and we're right in the middle of it, front row seats with the Sasquatch people.
It's so true, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It really is.
That's what you feel. That's what you feel. It's like this is important. This is real. People got to know. People got to get on. That's the same kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Once they connect with you in that way and give you these universal truths and stuff like that, you really can't help but share. You know, you just have
I've had experiences, I'd say, with I don't know if it was Sasquatch, because I do believe that some of them have craft, or say, I don't know if it was star people or Sasquatch, but I had an encounter with interdimensional technology in 2012. Okay,
Sasquatch happened on UFOs. I've actually had one experience, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, but just while you're on that thought, I've had one experience where there was a spirit bird, or perhaps a Sasquatch cloaked as a bird. Sasquatch were all around us, cloaked, and we could hear them walking around, and they were doing stuff. And a UFO was right over top of our head. So, you know, I know that they do have a connection with the UFOs. And as a matter of fact, they are seen on craft all the time.
Yeah, like that's where I try to tell people, like, but they're separate. You know what I mean? Sasquatch aren't the one driving the ship. You know what I mean?
Yes, they are. You can talk to that lady.
I would think so.
I don't think so. They're like, to me, they're all natural. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. In South America, half the people who get taken on a craft say it was a Sasquatch craft and a Sasquatch crew, right?
There was actually.
Think about that. So the North America has got these little grays, and in the Nordics and all that kind of stuff. In the southern hemisphere, it's the Sasquatch and a few other different kind of people that are doing it. And when you start talking about millions and millions of people over 50 years being taken, you're not talking about one little craft here. We're talking fleets of craft. So there's, just like we have humans that are on the ground, we have humans that are flying around in spacecraft, right? Sasquatch are the same way. There's Sasquatch who are flying around in spacecraft, and that's their thing. And then there's Sasquatch who are living in the woods because that's their thing.
Remember that Minnesota from the 60s or whatever? I think it was a story out of Minnesota. And when I first heard this, you know, I thought that's a little bit far out, because I didn't realize I had a relationship with them at that time. Although I agree with you that it is a lifetime kind of thing, or even pre-life kind of thing. It could be over many lifetimes. But you know, I heard that somewhere in the state of Minnesota, people were seeing UFOs landing and whatever, and Sasquatch coming in and out of them and hanging around them and whatever. And I thought at the time, no, come on,
crazy,
that sounds a bit much for me. Yeah. But, you know, I don't think that anymore. But actually, there was some guy, and Mr. Beans shared this, that or some individual that had been on craft, and there were many different types of beans on the, like, you know,
multiple
tall whites, grays, multiple different kinds of beans on the craft. And so the guy observing all this, and he saw a Sasquatch walk out or whatever from a door or something off to the side, and he said, "What's the Sasquatch doing on here?" And he was assuming, you know, like he thought, "Well, what's that dumb monkey doing on here? You know, like what's that dumb monkey?" And well, I know I'm making fun. I mean, but he was told that that's the most evolved, advanced being on this craft. So
conscious freaking ascension, man. That's what it's all about.
But that craft, by the way, that they were talking about was 10 kilometers high and 100 kilometers long. There's stuff going on out there, you know. It's going to take us a while to absorb it all. I think that's why they're really going slow. Sasquatch are going slow, and the star people, they're going slow. They're just picking people up and gradually getting them used to it and being seen in the sky.
The Athabascan natives of southern British Columbia, I read something somewhere where it said they witnessed this cylinder come down, and it was a white cylinder ship, and Sasquatch were coming in and out of it. And that was in like the 60s or 70s, somewhere in southern British Columbia here. So it's like the thing that I'll tell you guys what happened the night when I seen this craft. It was like I was out buying drugs. I was a drug addict, right? And I'm sitting at a stop sign, and my buddy is driving. I'm in the passenger vehicle or a passenger seat. The street light, we're at not a four-way, but at a cross, right? And we're sitting at the stop sign, and across the road, there's a street light on. And I'm looking up at the street light, and 1 foot over, there's another street light on. And I'm like, why is there two street lights right beside each other? And I realize where I'm on, like it couldn't be a street light in the distance because the house isn't, the hill is in the way. And I hear a voice say, follow the light. And I literally look at my buddy and I go, that's a fucking UFO right there. That's what I say to him, right? And I'm like, take a left. So he takes a left onto K-Bard Street, and it goes around a corner onto 14th Avenue. Now we're driving in a straight direction down 14th Avenue, and in the distance, we see this circle, this giant ball of light, the orange ball of light, come directly in the middle of the road and stop and wait for us. I get worked up talking about this. It's crazy. It's not crazy, but it affects me. Now, we're pulling up to it. My buddy pulls over about 200 feet from where it was, and it's just sitting in the middle of the road, like waiting for me. I jump out instantly, and I run underneath this thing, and it's about 50 feet off the ground. And it's this giant circle, about 30 feet in diameter, huge circle orb. And it's a perfect circle. It's glowing red hot, looks like red hot metal, okay? It has a square box that's about 2 to 3 feet in dimensions, and it's zipping around this thing so fast, and it's glowing red hot as well, that it just looks like a blur going around this perfect circle. But you could tell that the blur was a square box, okay? Now this thing is pulsating and getting as bright as the sun, blinding white light, and then it would cool down, and you could see the stuff happening, right? Glowing red hot, pulsating, bright as the sun, continually, zero sound. And I'm like amazed with what I'm seeing. I'm trying to film it on my phone at the time, but nothing happened with it. It was a garbage phone from back in 2009 and didn't do anything. It looked like nothing. But my buddy is sitting in the car. He's sitting there. I'm standing there, and it's doing its thing, pulsating, getting his, huge thing in the sky. Boom. It folds in on itself, disappears. And I go, holy shit. Like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like, that was so cool. Next thing you know, poof, it's back. And it was about 300 feet from where I was. I was at Talbot and 14th Avenue, and it reappeared 300 feet from my location inside the park. And it's pulsating, doing its thing. Now I run across the road, and I'm standing there. The park is on a hill, so I'm standing up here, and it's about over here, 50 feet off the ground. It's more level with me now. And it's pulsating, doing its thing. And it literally tells me in my head that it's here to show me interdimensional technology. And it's pulsating, doing its thing, right? And it folds in on itself again. And it literally came in and out of our reality 5 or 6 times. And it was here, disappeared, then it would be here, disappeared, then it would be here, disappeared. Like it jumped in and out 5, 6 times, moving in front of me. The whole thing, it's wild to me because I'm pretty sure I had missing time there because my sister-in-law, she was working it happened at 10:45 at night. She gets off work at 11 o'clock. She drives down the 14th Avenue from the pub where she worked. She's seen this thing in the middle of the road. The whole time I was standing there, this thing was on the middle of the road, not in the park yet. No cars drove by at all. Okay, like no cars drove by. The entire incident to me felt like maybe 1 minute. and 35 minutes went by. It was 11, like 17 or something when it was over. And 10 other people witnessed seeing this that night. And my sister-in-law seen it, and the guy I was with, he's now passed away, but he's seen it as well. I mean, and I think, to me, what my gut tells me is that whoever was on there, my Sasquatch, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, I'm not sure, but whatever was on there, I believe helped me that night is one of the reasons I'm still here, because I was out buying drugs that night at that time. And I honestly believe, like, my gut tells me that they cleaned the stuff or did something so that I wouldn't overdose or pass away or something happened that night. That's just kind of what my gut is going with, but I don't know.
How long after that did you decide to quit drugs?
Years. It took me still years. I was in 2012, and I'm only 3 years clean now. And like,
that's 10 years or something.
Yeah, no, it's, to me, it's like, it's been years. Yes. No.
Wow. But still,
you're on Facebook, right?
Pardon?
You are on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm Jared Taylor on Facebook, and I also have a Sasquatch Confessions Facebook group, but it's small over there. I have a big presence on TikTok, but I'm trying to do YouTube here as well, just to get the message out there, right? Yeah. Like Liv was saying there. Pardon?
Sorry, I said I should send you a Facebook friend request. Seeing as we live so close together, we could probably converse a lot more.
Yeah, man, I totally be into that. Like, definitely. I've been trying to kind of introduce myself to you guys over the last couple times I've seen you guys on live, or just interact in the comment section, you know, because I know I heard you guys were from, I heard Pork and Beans was in BC, but I didn't know Mike was in Georgia. Is that where you said you were from?
Well, Pork and Beans is the name of the show. I'm Pork Cunningham, and he's Frank Oliver Beans.
Brian has
it's just a funny little
obsession with food groups.
No, I just got a quirky sense of humor, and I thought it sounded like what else could the show called Pork and Beans be about? It has to be about Sasquatch, right?
Yeah, send Brian a friend request, and you got to grab him by the scruff of the neck and say, when you're going to get my show going, and he'll do it for you.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you on the show. And
I like this guy camping with Sasquatch too. Hey, camping with Sasquatch, you ought to get a hold of us on the Pork and Bean Show group on Facebook, because that whole thing you talked about just a little while ago about the cities, and you're actually right on track. That's what all their psychic phenomena is, cities. And what they told you about right here is that love is the secret technology. They're absolutely right, because Sasquatch are heart spirits. They're archangel class heart spirits. And it is the heart technology of increasing the vibrational frequency of their heart, which is love, but it's also energy. It is energy and love, and that's how they can do the things that they do. So you're right on target there.
All the lies that we've been told by society for eons and eons and eons is all lies in the head. When you think and live in your heart, those lies don't hold water. You know they're wrong. So that is true. You know, love is the superpower.
100%.
You know, I think us addicts have we actually have like an upper hand when it comes to this, right? Because we get clean, and then when we connect to the Sasquatch, it's like we know how to dive all in with something, right? I mean, you know, I'm not even being like it's pretty screwed up, but it's not at the same time. Like we know how to like dive into something wholeheartedly, you know? Like
I think it's like they recognize the pain and the wild stuff that we've gone through, and like I think they literally they help us through it too, you know. Like I truly believe the Sasquatch saved my life, you know. Like The way
sobriety
they
is
came,
important.
and even how they came in back into my life in 2020, like how you were saying, how when I started, I was watching, I was a fan of Steve Isdale's, watching his videos, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? He um, influenced me in a way to start Sasquatch Confessions because I wanted to be there for people who had seen these things and, had
Hmm.
Powerful stuff
experienced
going on.
that
Powerful
stuff,
stuff
right?
going on there, man. It's a good
But
medicine going on there.
and even at that time, I knew Sasquatch about the interdimensional side, but I still wasn't fully there yet. And I just see the progression in the years, and I think it's only going to get stronger, as it goes on, right? And it has, and
Yeah,
it's
every
it's
day.
wild because like the last 6 months or like 8 months, we'll just say the last year of my life, it has got extremely stronger. Where I've been literally the first time they touched me, right, the hand thing, and then another time they touched me on the side here. I was in my laundry room, and all of a sudden I felt this energy come up on me behind my back, and it was like at first I wasn't quite sure what it was, and I all of a sudden I realized, oh, this is my people, right? And all of a sudden I accepted the energy, and it hit me head to toe. This wave of wild vibrational,
You want to
and
know
I
what
just
that?
accepted it.
You want to know what that is? That's an initiation. They're initiating you. Initiation is when they take your energy and they vibrate it out or amp it up so that you
I
can
call it
focus on
healing.
it. It's a healing too, but it's an initiation. And if
I see that.
you have to then pay attention to that initiation. In other words,
Yeah.
go back to that feeling and relive it over and over again, and go back to the one where it comes across your chest. I know because I had a
I'll
Sasquatch
tell.
stick his hand all the way inside my chest once.
Yeah.
That was
When I was one week later, I'm up Elk Mountain. I'm sure Brian, you probably know where that is, right? In Chilliwack, Elk Mountain.
I actually don't, but I know where Chilliwack
Okay.
is.
Okay, so it's a mountain over there by the Vetter, up in the hills there,
Better
and
River, yeah.
we're up there, and me and Sasquatch Seekers are doing our thing, just walking around, connecting with nature. He had to walk back to the truck, and I was by myself, and I was having this weird feeling that day, and I just asked for the energy. I asked for healing energy, and as soon as I asked for it, boom, the exact same thing came over me, head to
Yeah.
toe, and I instantly because I think back then not back then, it was only a week previously when that happened, but I think they did that so I would know, almost recognize when they are doing it.
Yeah.
Because when I asked for it and it hit me, I was like, okay, they're here, they're with me, they're helping me. And as soon as this wave hit me in the peripheral vision of my eye, I see this clear basketball-sized orb, and it zips by. And I look over there, and there's a freaking tree break right there, like a younger tree snapped right in half. And I don't know what you guys feel about the tree break stuff and all that, but like to me, that's just
it's
confirmation
all
of the being the Sasquatch people, right?
yeah.
Do you ever see when they take a really nice green branch and they twist it like have you seen? Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
proof
yeah.
positive. People can't do that. I've actually had them make glyphs, personal glyph messages where they did that kind of stuff. That was pretty cool.
Well,
So
they
do you
keep it alive. They keep it alive too. That's why they snap it and twist it. They don't rip it out of the ground, or break it completely to break it off. Like they leave it attached to itself. That's why that
yeah,
break, if you notice, it's still attached by a little bit. It's still alive. It's all
yeah,
still
exactly.
connected. And then they always touch it into something else. That's where the bend comes in, or that snap usually goes into something else. You know what I mean? It's all symmetrically and mathematically like brilliant. If you really look at it, if you step back and look at it all, it's genius. It's
Oh,
it's
absolutely. So do you feel like you're being like this is my experience. Like I'm being guided to meet people, people to meet me. I go someplace and somebody's there because they have to hear what I want to say. But you feel you're being guided along this path?
For sure. Definitely every single person I've met, Mike, like me and Mike didn't know each other personally on a personal level a year ago. Now look at us. We're really good friends. And this is the strong connection that Sasquatch does with people. And even with me, new
Yep.
Brian and Mike, I'm sure we're going to create a strong connection here as well. I've met so many amazing people through Sasquatch, and especially the since I've been really diving into my connection with Sasquatch, the people I've been meeting, the quality of people are amazing. Just amazing people, that we get to connect with over here, and it's all from Sasquatch. Many times I have stuff. I say Sasquatch gives me this knowledge because I don't know. I'm a grade 9 dropout. I don't have an education and stuff. I know education has nothing to do with intelligence, but I have stuff that just comes to me sometimes, and it's so accurate in ways.
If you're gonna do,
it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
Well, you have a knowing, right?
Yeah.
Not only does it make sense, it's true. You can feel it to your very core.
I've seen. I don't know if it has to do with, because some people tell me, oh, it's because you have native blood in you, right? And I don't know if it has to do with that, but I've seen so many not weird things, but I've experienced like Thunderbirds and other stuff out there, right? And I don't know if it has to do with that, but I'm not sure.
I think it has to do with your vibration and your heart more than anything.
It
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are.
I would recommend
First Nations have a great relationship. See, I got you this time, Beans.
Yeah, that's good. I'll let you do it.
First Nations people have a great relationship with the Sasquatch, and they've got them in their oral history all throughout, all over the world. But I really do believe it's all about respect, your heart,
for sure,
and your vibration. I mean, and the other thing is that when I'm out with a group, like I put on Sasquatch gatherings and stuff, or even when I'm out on my own or whatever, if I'm singing, laughing, talking about positive stuff and not worrying about like the stupidity of the world or whatever that was dragging us down for the last couple of years or whatever, which it doesn't bother me anymore because I asked them to remove my fear one night. And just like you said, they healed me right there. It was like I actually felt a light switch flick on. It was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that when you're living those high vibrational practices and talking about stuff or whatever, that's when they come around. If I'm camping with guys and they're all talking about like we're like bad stuff, they're not coming around. They're not coming around. It's when you're talking about spiritual stuff, when you're talking about them, when you're talking about
sit there and meditate. Sit there and meditate with a tree and focus on nature and connect with nature. That's what it's all about, I believe. Totally.
You need to, if you get a chance, just look up initiation, because I've had 3 initiations in my life, and one of them was from the Sasquatch people. It's a really, really high thing. You're talking about God level stuff here, and we are not educated to deal with God level energy when it comes. And what the yogis are, they know that if you have this energy in your body, you have to honor it, you have to focus on it, meditate on it, spend time with it, dwell on it, trying to make it grow inside you. And I just wish that there was more education. And that's what I told Brian when he had his love zap, because that's what a love zap is just this big shot of energy. And it just, they can do that. The Sasquatch can do that. But you have to keep it going. You have to value it. You have to put your value into it. So, you're one of the blessed ones for sure. Every Sasquatch in the whole world knows who you are now.
100%. When it's wild to me, because I don't know. What do you guys think on have you guys, I've never read it myself, but I've heard not stories. There's a book, The Law of One, the raw stuff. The raw material? Have you read that before?
No, I haven't read it, but I know about it. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
What is it about? What's it about?
The Law of One is interdimensional channeled messages from Ra. They were recorded in the 70s. And in these books, there's 5 books. I have the books. I haven't read them, but I listened to the audio book a bit. And in there they speak of two types of Sasquatch beings. And they said that the type 1 is a more consciously ascended than human beings. They are basically here to help people evolve consciously. The type 2 are less conscious than human beings. And I think, is this possibly the type of Sasquatch that people are encountering when they have these aggressive encounters? And I
I'd say that's very possible.
The
But
story's still out on that because you don't know if they're aggressive. Might be another type of blessing, because if people have to face their shit,
soul activation moments.
It changes their whole soul, and if they don't, then they're not ready to hang out with Sasquatch.
I've been calling them SAMs, soul activation moments.
There you go.
Oh wow!
There
We
you
know the
go.
first.
That's
We know
good
the
one.
first group.
I
We
love
know the
that.
first group. We know the first group exists for sure. I think some of the other stuff is sometimes there can be two identical interactions with a Sasquatch person, and one person will say the damn thing's trying to kill me. The other person will be saying my friends are here and what a blessing. So it's you know it's how you interpret the encounter, and it's also how you interact with them and how you respect them. I mean, they're also a people. You know,
100%.
DNA says that they're very much a people. So, you know, if you don't treat people with respect, they're not going to reciprocate with respect. You know, but at the same token, when people say, "Well, I just barely escaped with my life" or whatever, well, guess what? Sasquatch could be right beside you, and you're not even going to know it. So that you didn't just escape with your life.
Yeah.
They didn't want to kill you. They may not want you there. They may not want you in their area. They may be sensitive because of kids or whatever, or they don't like your energy or whatever. But you know, so
you're not dead.
There's a lot of different factors. There's a lot of different factors.
I had a lot. I had some strange experiences as well. I'm just going to speak on it quickly. Where I think this was a moment where I was tested by my Sasquatch or interdimensional. I was outside one night.
Testing your metal. They do that.
Oh yeah,
they won't work beyond your fear barrier. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm literally outside. It was probably about 9:30 at night. In our driveway, we have this big circle. It's a circle driveway, and it was freshly laid gravel. And I'm standing out there having a smoke, and it was back when I smoked cigarettes. And I'm sitting there smoking, and all of a sudden, about 200 feet in front of me, I'm being charged by an interdimensional, literally running full force at me. I'm watching the footprints go in the gravel, running full force speed at me. And it comes to a skidding stop, like if you're on ice skates, right? 1 inch from my feet. And I just stood there. I didn't even flinch. And I'm like, okay. You know, and I think that was a test to see what I would do. And I think I passed it.
Yeah, that was a
Sounds
test.
like it.
That was a test. I want to go back to what Michael was talking about a little while ago about how the people who've been through hell, people who've been through trauma in their childhood, and they've been through drug addiction and stuff like that. And he talks about they have maybe a leg up. They may very well have a leg up, because one of the results of coming out on the other side is you are willing to face no matter what the fuck it is, whatever's coming at you. What's real is real for you now. You know what I mean? It's like there's a type of courage that it takes. And when you have that courage, that courage changes you, you know, to conquer your own inner demons. And then if you conquer your inner demons, the outer demons can't touch you. There's just nothing they can do anymore, really.
Yeah. But
100%. I believe that fully.
That test of metal is 100% real. I've had the same thing. They want to see where your fear level is at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go out.
And I've experienced other things in my life. Like I've seen, I've had literally, I say almost, I don't know if it was the devil or like a demonic thing speak to me, but I literally was in my bed one night and this thing started speaking a dead language in my ear. And I've never felt anything like that in my life, the fear that came over my body. And as weird as it is, I thought, because I was almost like, I was deafened after this happened in my ear for like probably a good 5 or 6 years, where I couldn't hear fully out of that ear. And
Wow.
I don't know if it was some kind of something happened there, or something was trying to make me not hear what I was supposed to hear. But it was there's so much things I've seen, you know, in my addiction. Every time I tried, because I tried to get clean multiple times, where I would come into contact with like almost like a demonic entity, right? Like I remember coming out of my brother's house one time, and we had a trailer sitting in front of the door, and there was this thing perched up on top of the trailer, and it had red glowing eyes, and it looked almost like a gargoyle, and it was just sitting there perched, and I just stopped in my tracks, and I'm like, holy shit. And I turned around and I walked in my brother's house, and he's like, what's wrong? He's like, I was like pale and white as a ghost. And I told him what I seen. And, you know, he's like, what the frick, right? Like, and to me, it's like that spirit of addiction or something is real, you know, like there's a evil, or I don't know, there's something to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then-
Absolutely. I was just looking at a question here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
anyway,
Go on, talk. Yeah, no, it's interesting. This whole life here, I believe, is some kind of, it's a lifelong journey, and people that are diving into this expecting to, you know, I'm going to get involved with this, or, you know, have this connection. I don't know if it's certain people or if everybody can do this. What do you guys think about that? Are the Sasquatch picking out people individually, certain people, or can anybody connect with Sasquatch?
I think probably a little bit of both. I think people like yourself, myself, probably everyone here, they've been watching for a long time before they introduce themselves. You know,
Mhm.
and you look back on experiences prior to, like, when you discover Sasquatch, and then you realize, you know, wow, they were probably connecting with me before that. And then of course, you know, we're eternal beings, so some of us have you know, lived past lives as Sasquatch, and or had a
Yes.
connection with them and stuff like that. So, but I also think that if somebody gets inside their heart, is respectful, and just honestly says, I am Brian or whatever, and I am open to meeting you, and, you know, and doesn't try to trick them or have any bad intentions or whatever, you also have a, you know, a decent chance to connect with them too. Just go out, sit in the woods, and take your lunch, and just, you know, put the good intentions out there.
Yeah.
I think both are true. I'm looking at Michael Mangio's question. I'm still amazed and wanting to know how they can use trees to energize, cloak, whatnot, move at speeds very fast,
Mhm.
but no legs.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing to me. I thought it was a statement.
Well, but then he said we didn't answer it or something. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't. You could try to make sense of it if you want.
well,
Or, like,
basically,
I don't know if he means like. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, where the energy starts and is created, I
Oh, here he
realize we
is.
give off
Here he is.
pulse as humans. Maybe that's what they use.
well, they have an evolved sense of energy. So everything is energy. Mind speak is energy. All kinds of mind speak, and mind speak isn't just like
We are energy and elements.
Yeah, we are energy. It's just not just a voice in your head talking back and forth. I mean, I've had that, but you know, my main thing is thought placement or downloads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. That's how it works.
now the thing with I know that I've seen them looking like trees and then just
Oh, yeah.
disappear. I had that happen before. Cloaking, just another application of an understanding of energy. Shape shifting is is energy. It's just,
I actually got
it's just a thought. It's just a thought, and then like
Well,
they can.
yeah, I brought that up yesterday. Like that, people like I keep hearing people put shape shifting and Sasquatch in different categories, and I'm
It's
like,
not.
right, it's not, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to like bring it together for people. I try to explain to them that they can blend and bend with anything in nature, right? And we talked
Yeah.
about it yesterday with Michael and Pat McCrae and you and whatever, and I was talking about how that thing manifested in thin air, and then Michael talked about how a mouse, he's seen a mouse drop out of thin air, which tells me too now that that's a next level step up for me now. That tells me that they can bring things that are living through. So you know what I mean?
I'm gonna show.
Yeah, I've experienced pretty much everything that Michael and Gino has talked about.
Yeah.
The movie at supernatural speeds.
Yeah, Michael, don't think we're ignoring you, buddy.
All that stuff, but it's all just an advanced understanding of energy.
We didn't skip you. I didn't know it was a question, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see that. That's cool. Yeah. Wow. Very cool.
What? Oh, nice.
My Sasquatch. That was in Chehalis, right behind the reservation. I believe we have a Sasquatch shape-shifting there, right there. And I know multiple people, native guys from Chehalis, who have seen them shape-shift right into trees, like literally turn into a tree.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
they definitely do that.
I was in the forest not too long ago, and I looked over to my left, and it was kind of dusk. When it's kind of, you can see, but kind of fuzzy and whatever.
The thing is, you could.
I see what looked like a tree, right?
Yeah.
Or a big stump, but then I seen what looked like a cone head kind of bopping up and down, either in the stump or just behind it. But I'm still pretty. How do you say? I like to use discernment, so I just don't always jump to conclusion.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I said that looks like a Sasquatch, but then I thought, whatever, probably not. But I just see the head bobbing up and down, and then I turned my attention away, and when I looked back, the stump was completely gone. Like just from
There you go.
And so.
I have something.
The other thing is, as far as the shape shifting goes, like I've had a lot of answers with animals that were shape shifted, and even people who were Sasquatch. Like you'll have a thought, for instance, I wonder if the Sasquatch did this. All of a sudden, you'll have a raven fly right over your head and give one call, just at the split moment that you have that thought, or there'll be an answer right below your feet or whatever. So there's no question in my mind that they shapeshift into different, into anything they want. It's only limited to the breadth of their imagination.
Yeah, even the cameraman right here, he just had something interesting happen. Maybe you guys could shed some light onto what it was, but like, I'll show it to you later if he doesn't mind. Well, he told me to share with people if I needed to. But it was very interesting what he saw. It almost looked like a translucent being. They turned on a red light, and it was like almost like something came to him, and like it was odd, but it almost looked like luminescence, like a jellyfish. It was really cool.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. Predator.
Yeah, similar. Yep.
Like you can see an outline and it's kind of watery. And
yeah, it looked like that mapping thing you use for paranormal, like in the house, they that mapping thing that makes it look like a stick figure with dots. Almost looked like that, but it was.
Oh, well, that might be a little bit. But I've seen the predator. I've seen the predator thing walking all around me. Like I've seen a bunch of them walking around me.
That I've seen
like watery.
Yeah, it looks like liquid metal. Yeah, like the
exactly.
Terminator 2, that thing. But yeah, the Predator is the best. That's the best.
But I mean, hey,
description.
They can be in so many different forms. I've seen them. I was up in, I'm sorry, Jared, right?
Yeah.
I got to get used to it. It's Jared. I mean, I was
JRROD.
Yeah, I was with my wife. I'm going to send you a friend request right after this. Well, we'll have to get together, but my wife and I thought, no, let's take some pictures of orbs, right? Because we had just been hearing about orbs and seeing some amazing orb pictures. So, they don't these thoughts are like thought placement. They put them in your head so that because they want to show you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we decided, okay, we'll start snapping pictures of orbs, and my wife starts snapping pictures. And we seen these first of all, there was no orbs at all there. There was nothing. Then a couple specks. This is all within, like, snapping a picture after picture after picture, maybe a series of 12 pictures. Then a bunch of orbs. Then it formed into one being kind of thing, and we could see like an actual entity. Then we seen it walk off. And then we saw a big, huge face looking at us, kind of thing. And this was a lesson that I got from that. They gave me a lesson in that time too. Is that these beings, like these high Sasquatch beings, like my clan leader and a lot of these really advanced ones, Earth Angel, what do you call them? Earth Angel spirits or whatever. Mike might say that, but anyway, this being was showing me with this lesson of how the orbs all came in and then they all came together into one being.
Archangel class Earth spirits.
Yeah, they can bring their consciousness in from all different points of consciousness. Like that's why when you're talking about a Sasquatch or I'm talking about my clan leader or whatever, people who I'm talking to can feel him. They can feel him right with them. I can feel him. He can be anywhere at many different places at once. So this being was literally bringing his consciousness in from all different points of consciousness. And that was the lesson there. So, I mean, that's not Magilla Gorilla running around in the woods.
When it says in the Bible,
no.
when it says in the Bible, I and my father are one, and I and my brothers are one. And what you're seeing here, what you're talking about is that's how it works. That they're showing you how that works, that there is a unity, there's a one thing, right?
We're all connected that way.
And we're all one with everything.
Yeah.
So that's how they're just showing us how it works, which is kind of outstanding.
Yeah.
It's like
exactly. That was the lesson.
We are just as much as workers for the Creator as the Sasquatch are, and we're all connected that way, right? And we need to realize that, like, the Sasquatch, and that's what that Law of One book also states. It says that Sasquatch have came here from a different area to pay off karmic debt from somewhere else to help. They've been brought here to help us consciously ascend. I don't know. This is something that they say in the book, and it makes me think like what that is all about as well, right? Like,
well, it's our own race that is hiding the Sasquatch from us, and then for the people who figure it out, it's our own race that's controlling the masses to think that they're dumber and less important than they are, and you know what I mean, and also puts us at a level where we're above animals, and you know what I mean, like we're not above or below anything. Everything has its purpose. We're the only thing that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. A deer is born and it does deer shit. A squirrel's born and it does what a squirrel does. Humans, forget about it. Like, and then everyone wants to talk about Sasquatch as a monster. Humans are monsters.
Squash too.
Yeah, I mean, forget about it. No, I mean,
whatever. I'm sorry. I went on a little Italian tangent.
Here's the thing. I mean, this is
brother.
What they teach us, right? Like the thing is that we're taught that, like when you have a real connection with Sasquatch and they give you these universal truths, then you got no fear and you can't be controlled, right? The biggest lie, one of the biggest lies is that, we all feel like we're powerless, but we don't realize that we're all part of the connective spider web of the universe, and every thought and action that we have vibrates all throughout that web and affects everything. So the best work that we can do is, like, we're not powerless. We have to realize that every thought and action affects everything. And so the best work that we can do is not look at this big hodgepodge of bullshit and crap and think we can't change anything. The best thing we can do is change ourselves and put out those positive vibrations, because that does affect everything. And it's like snowball, you know, turning into an avalanche or
The
whatever, you
ripple
know.
effect, you know.
Yeah. So don't think that everything is like too big for you to do anything about it. Do something with yourself.
Change
Mhm.
yourself. That's how you change the world, man.
That's right.
That's right. You gotta
It
be
sounds
that right.
cliche and whatever, but that's the truth, man. That's the truth.
You gotta be the change
Mhm.
you want to see. Yeah, you can't expect it to go.
It's so true. It is so true, man. And
Yeah,
I recognize that with my life and things that I've had to change in my life. Like, of course, with the addictions and everything. It's just like you got to take those steps first, and that's the only way anything can get better. You know?
yeah. I mean, people will hate you for it too because you're making such a difference and you're getting so many people like connected, and people will hate you for it because they're not there. You know what I mean? They're not
I mean,
there, or they don't want to be there, or for whatever reasons. But once you get
I
that
mean,
connection to Sasquatch, it's like, there's so many people that try to take it away from you, right? How many times do you get attacked a week? Probably daily at least, right? Like, or maybe
me.
not. Maybe I'm just lucky.
I actually don't.
Yeah,
Me
Not
maybe
too
neither.
I'm
many
just
people.
lucky. You know?
Me neither.
I don't know because
I'm
I think
good.
people can see authenticity, right? You know,
Yeah,
when you're really speaking the truth, people
I
can see
I
that.
like to think so. Yeah,
There's always going to be some guy out there that
Oh yeah.
of
fight
course.
and argue or whatever, but who cares?
No, I
Just
know.
send
I
them
hear
love
you.
and send them love and send them on their way.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, though. Like, that's it's a beautiful thing, and I wish everybody could have it, and I feel bad that they can't, and they won't. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many people. You go out in society and you walk past. I mean, I live in a busy area.
I think we're all
It's
guilty
very,
of it. You
it's
know,
very
like
populated, and I walk past hundreds of people a day that are never gonna know this beauty. They're just only gonna know that rat race and that 9 to 5, and I remember it. It wasn't too long ago that I was in it, and I wasn't part of this beautiful world.
You
And
know, this thing is so powerful. That you just have to walk people who are in their true self and walk in their true path or whatever you want to say, or in that vibration. People know. You just walk around and they know there's something different about you.
oh yeah.
They know that you influence them just by walking into a room and stuff. I mean, that's how powerful this stuff
I
is.
believe I believe that's how I am in a ways. Like I know my energy affects people.
Yeah.
Like I make people happier almost just coming around. Like I can see that, I can feel that, and is that my Sasquatch? They've helped me with this, or is it just me? I don't know, but I'm
Well,
sure it is them.
I think it's both, man. But people are energy beings. Even in the
Mhm.
subconscious, we can feel the energy coming off of different people. You just look at someone and you say, "There's something about that guy." You
Oh
know.
yeah,
You know.
certain people can feel it. I don't know. I think we all have that connection, but some people are just can feel it stronger. And I definitely get that feeling. Like I don't know if it's like an empath or whatever, but you feel like if you're in a shitty mood and I'm sitting right beside you, damn right, so I can feel that fucking. I think everybody can, I guess, but it's like, yeah, it's wild, man. It's a
Yeah.
wild stuff here.
So it's like I said, every thought, action, and whatever we affect everything. When somebody
Mm,
when somebody who's in a good place walks by somebody else, they can feel it on some level. And that's how the change comes. That's
yeah.
how the transition shift or whatever we're going through or whatever. That's how it happens is by one person at a time.
It's so
I think
wild when I think about
that's
it
what
too, because
that's what I've been taught anyway.
like the way my life has changed just in the last 3 years, it's just been so amazing. I used to wake up not wanting, not, I never thought I would get there, right? And I wake up now, like, and I'm fucking happy, man. Maybe I'm not where I want to be, or I think actually I am where I'm supposed to be, and I'm
we're always a
super.
work in
It
progress.
going through what we go through, it's just given me so much uh, gratitude, and I'm grateful for freaking every day, man. like I lost a lot of like really, really close friends of mine. Like, you know, they overdosed and all sorts of stuff has happened. And I'm so lucky to freaking have made it and to still be here to experience this stuff and to share with everybody, you know. And like I could literally break down and cry every morning just thinking about that stuff. Not like break down, but they're like happy tears because I'm so freaking happy to be here just to look outside and see the fucking beauty of nature and in the world itself. You know, I like to see everything like that. And even though we live in a fucked up world and there's lots of crazy shit happening, but I try not to pay attention to that at all. And I just live my life and, you know, focus on good energy, man. And to me, it's working for me, but
I guarantee
and it would work for everybody, right? But
you affect people 100%. Absolutely. Could be any other way.
There was a quote. There's a quote. I'll give you a quote. This I just saw it today. I think a student asked the master. He said that, you know, the students like really high and everything. He said, "This is so beautiful. What can we do? What can we do to help others?" And the master said, "There are no others." You know,
I love that.
like, if you're feeling it, that's the best you can fucking do. There is nobody else. And it's like, if you're feeling it, if you're reaching it, that's it. You know what I mean?
Like there's moments like where I'm so happy. Like I am so happy just to be here that I start smiling and my eyes just start tearing up. Like that's how such a crazy, it's like a love energy, man. It really is. It's freaking wild. And it overcomes your whole body, man. And it's such an amazing experience. And
those things that happen to you with a Sasquatch, that was a love zap, man. And you don't really get over a love zap. That was a love zap that you got somewhere along the line. You might have been in your sleep and you still got it.
My Sasquatch, I haven't said anything to you guys yet, but she actually has a name. Her name's Sarah. It's spelled Sarariah, and she's about 30 years old, and she has a child. I was told this by another random person who came into my life, and it was told to tell me this message for me, just randomly. I don't even know this person. I haven't communicated with them since, and these are another ways that the Sasquatch can communicate with you through other people, right? Like this person was literally called in and like not forced, but, you know, told to tell me certain stuff, right? And that was the only time I've ever spoke to that woman. Never spoke to her again. I can't even remember her name. So, and it was the same kind of weird way how it worked with, when I was told about having the guides and I was grabbed, right? Another random person coming into my life through the internet, like just like this, talking with people. And all of a sudden they come on, like it was on my TikTok live because I do lives there. And a random person come in and tell me this. And next thing you know, I'm experiencing something. And I mean, that's how it can work as well. You know, I'm sure you guys know all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You should have made a show out of this, Mr. Big Pasta.
Or what?
You should have made a show out of this.
I just did. What do you mean? That's what we're doing right now.
What are we doing?
What do you think we're doing?
Are you with us?
This is live on YouTube.
What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you?
All right, enough of that guy. Michael Mangino wants to know. So I've heard, like, the crazy big bended structures they make are for them to teleport or enter different portals. I
can't speak on it. I don't know that.
I can't speak on it either.
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you if it's possible tonight. we're possibly going to, I call this place Tree Break Alley, and it's up behind West Harrison. Now, this area, it's a Forest Service road, and I'm telling you, you go down this road, it goes up and around a hill, around a mountain, into a dead end, and the entire way, the trees are broken like this through the entire road. And there's literally tree bends that are 20 feet up in the air with a tree broken and pinning it down. Like, I see these things multiple times where we go, where there'll be a tree bend and literally another tree broken, snapped, holding that down. And it's like 20 feet up in the air, 15 feet up in the air.
I got one of those on my front fence. It's a real small one, but it's still stuck. They bent over and stuck into the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
they do these little things, and it's like the Sasquatch are such simple people in ways that I believe they do this to try to grab attention of the awakened people, who are more, in tune with themselves, and they can recognize when they see what's going on, I guess. How will Sasquatch change your life? Sasquatch saved my life camping with Sasquatch. Literally saved my life. I believe they've been connected to me since birth, basically, on a soul bond. They let us experience, like I said, when I was about 8, I'm pretty sure, I can't say pretty sure, it was a Sasquatch. It was in my brain, it still registers as seeing a bear when I was 8 years old, but it was a Sasquatch, and they've been there the entire time, and they let me go on my journey, and they let me see which way I would go, and it's a beautiful thing to have made it to the other side and still be here connecting strongly to Sasquatch.
Here's the other thing too, is that I had an experience where I saw a Sasquatch materialize out of thin air and walk across the path. I was with another guy who was with me. He saw a little dog. So they presented themselves to him in the form of a dog.
No, they can do that.
See a Sasquatch. Yeah, and I saw the Sasquatch. So yeah,
I'd like to speak on something here and share another experience that my buddy if you guys actually see my videos at any time, you'll see the people that I'm with, my 4 friends, like the 4 of us, and my buddy Ken, he's the native guy that with the glasses in the videos. If you guys watch them, his name's Ken. He had an experience now when he was 13 years old with Sasquatch, and he likes me to share this story with people. He's not a shy guy, but he doesn't really speak on it much, and he encourages me or tells me to share his story with people. So I'm going to share it with everybody out there in YouTube that's watching and listening right now. Our buddy Ken was out quadding. They used to go quadding every other weekend at this place on Seabird Island. It's like a gravel pit it's on Wall Each Road, and they would quad there every other weekend. They're ripping around. They're going down this little road, and to the left, there's this tunnel-like structure where all the trees were woven together and created like an alley. And it was like 100-yard stretch or 100 feet or something going straight into the bush. And they'd never seen it before. They thought it was the strangest, weirdest shit, right? So I think a month or 2 weeks or something went by, and they came back quadding again. Him and his cousin were doubling down this little road, and right in that area where the tunnel structure was, Sasquatch come walking out, 2 steps across the road directly in front of them. They were 20 feet away from the Sasquatch, ripping on the quad, 5th gear. It steps out in front of them, 2 steps. He said it was 11 feet tall, built like the Hulk, like just brick shithouse, built like the Hulk, covered in reddish hair. And the skin was kind of like this grayish tone, beigeish color. And they blinked their eyes and they were driving in the opposite direction. He said, we did not turn around. We did not bust a Yui. If we would have turned around like that in fifth gear, we would have rolled our quad. We literally were turned around. He's seen the Sasquatch. They blinked their eyes and they were driving in the opposite direction. Now, 1 kilometer from where that happened, there is a medicine man that works with Sasquatch in Seabird Island. And people come from all over the world, not world, but let's say Canada, to visit this guy. He literally works with Sasquatch. Now, I know a woman from Prince George who went down there to that medicine man. She told me they were at a ceremony at the fire, and she heard this stomping going in circles around the ceremony, the fire pit. And she was getting kind of worried, and she asked the medicine man what it was. And he said it was Wild Man, and he's here to help. He takes pity on mankind or people because we cannot see our own illnesses. They actually think it's funny that people can't see their own illnesses. And they will and can help people as long as it does not affect the grand scheme, like your soul's here. You know, if we are poisoned by the food, the air, the pollution, and it's not a part of our soul's journey, the Sasquatch can step in and heal your molecular structure, your energy, your elements, what we're made out of. They're masters of it, right? So I truly believe my buddy Ken there, he had a Sasquatch healing that day, right? And it's no coincidence that it happened 1 kilometer from the medicine man's house.
Yeah,
That's some pretty wild stuff to turn a wide open two quads, just to do a 180 while they're wide open and in the blink of an eye. That's like some wild stuff right there.
I bet you there was time loss there. I wonder if they checked their.
They were so young, so they don't know. They were only like 13. They don't remember if there was, because it just scared the crap out of them. He didn't go back there for 20 years. And we took him back there about 5-6 years ago, and you can still feel the energy there. Like they're there still. Like I went there a couple months back ago. We go there once in a while because they're still there. And he would. A lot of people don't realize when they have these encounters, like they're soul activation moments. You could be scared straight kind of thing, right? And that I think is what happened there as well, because it scared the crap out of them. You know? Yeah.
I think we're getting upgraded. Everybody's getting upgraded, and it's going as fast as it can, even though it feels slow. It's going as fast as it can, getting us to the goal there.
They're definitely healers. I've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them heal right in front of me, people, and also I had a healing too when I had an issue. So. It's a thing, man. It's a real thing.
I believe it fully. So are we ending this live here or something, or?
Well, we were gonna, but now we have to go longer because we got somebody special.
To go longer.
Hello, Miss Arla.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right.
We've been having confessions.
Oh,
you can confess if you want.
Well, hey, Ma.
yes.
So I just met Jared today, and he lives like probably 20, 30 minutes from me, and he's very much along the same path as I am, and whatever. It's kind of exciting because I'm sure we'll probably get to know each other a little better. I hope.
Awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well,
You guys are close too.
yeah, I should get to see him in September then.
Oh yeah, I'm holding a Sasquatch gathering in September. Maybe you and you can make it.
You guys should if you can. If you can make it, you guys should go. It's going to be special.
It always is pretty special.
I'll definitely be able to make it.
Do you work during the week?
Yeah, I work. Right now, I'm working in Merritt. So I'd be around on the weekend. Would it be on the weekend or is it during the week?
I actually think it's during the week.
Mhm.
because we like to have it when there's not as many people around, you know. But hold
You
on a
never know,
second.
the Sasquatch might align it for us to happen where I'll have that week off. I might be able to make it. You never know.
Or you can try to. Well, yeah, I don't know if you have a regular
You
job or
got
what.
time.
You can ask
You
for
got
off.
time to plan.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look and see what days it is.
Whoa, look at this. Arla got a warm welcome. I don't know if we did. But
Yeah, sometimes they'll do that right when I come up the road to, and when I came to this one spot where there's been a lot of interesting stuff as far as energies and everything, I always look, and if they're there, they usually let me know, and so I knew they were there. And then when I came on up closer to the house, I just stuck my camera up and I was like, "Whoa, hello."
do you want me to show them?
Mhm.
Do you want me to show them what you're talking about? Because that was our
Sure,
conversation. Nobody else saw what we
sure,
were talking about.
sure. Not a big deal. I mean, it'll probably go on my Facebook page. So,
I'll see if I could. It might be hard to show. Is this what you're talking about? This guy here, the dark one.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's try and get it in
It is
closer.
hard.
It was a cool shape, though. It was cool how they
Oh wow,
shaped right in the
Yeah,
bush.
yeah.
who's that, Arla?
That's
That's a
Indigo.
oh cool, way cool.
He's
Indigo. Yep,
uh,
it's indigo.
he's gotten a little
Well,
more buff than he was.
Hey, I just got an invitation on Facebook to join the Illuminati.
Huh.
Is that
Nice.
crap, or is that just somebody joking, or what's that all about?
No, those are hilarious.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Oh, go ahead.
You want to hear it?
We already got copyright strike.
Illuminati invitation. Based on the membership criterion of the Illuminati, we find you are of great interest in possession of a good mastery of manual dexterity and academic proficiency. With this, they don't know me then. With this, we look at you as the class that will be the platform for which you stand to meet the wealthy people who can raise you to wealth, power, fame, and glory.
Lord.
I strongly
Oh,
recommend that you join us in the Illuminati. Joining us, you become wealthy and live the life you desire. Do you accept the offer? I'm going to say hell no.
no.
Eh, that's what
Ask
I
them
do.
if they want. I don't think they know what wealth is, but
No.
But
They don't.
what is that? Is that just some guy being a clown or what?
I don't know. I don't. Where'd you get it from?
I don't know they are, but I've had those before as well. I think
Well,
it's just a
what
Did you get
scam or
invited to a
something. I've
group?
had them before.
yeah.
Wait a minute. You know
need
what?
to-
It might be one of those. Sorry, just I thought it might be one of those scams where they want me to send like $100 as a or $1,000 as a
to
one-time
join.
initiation fee or something. It probably could be that
Get,
too.
get your card.
Is that what you think it is, Arla?
There's this whole deal about who the Illuminati are and all this other stuff, and it's
Yeah,
just
I doubt they
all
have a Facebook page.
No, they're a three-dimensional thought process. That's what I call them, a three-dimensional thought process, because that's where they're always going to be. They're never going to go to any other space because of what they profess, I guess. I don't know what they think. Um, they wouldn't like you after they got you in. They'd just kick you out the club. So,
Well, you can
I'm
join for an easy monthly payment of $15.99. Yeah.
I'm the anti-Illuminati. No, they wouldn't like me
Wait,
at all. They wouldn't like you either.
He's not. I know. You know what? It's not the real Illuminati that they're talking about. It's like it's for like influencers who are trying to be something,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So like they think that they have like a club of people who are like in an upper echelon, and really it's just people screwing over people. You know what I mean? Like trying to manipulate a way to the financial top. And it's not the real whatever. It don't matter.
I think we should all go visit Dr. Matthew Johnson and learn about Sasquatch for $500 for a weekend, and he'll tell you everything you want to know.
Is he charging
that's a
people
thing.
now or what?
That's a
What?
thing. I seen somebody charge him $500 a person to go to their spot.
There's not enough money in the world that would
I'll never charge anybody, man. Y'all can come out for free.
anything. I'm not in control anyway. I can't make
Right.
them materialize just at the drop
You know,
of a hat.
money comes and goes, and if money comes and goes just like anything else. Like if you got it, you got it. Like, help who you can, do what you can, whatever. But you know what I mean?
Dr.
Like
Johnson is an
It's
authority.
energy.
He's an authority.
Yeah.
He's
So does
authority.
I guess we won't be having him on the show then, because he was reaching out to me to be on the show. He probably won't want to be on the show now.
He'll tell you how they reach
Well,
by living in trees.
you can't. Littlefoot's grandma
I
wants
wonder,
a healing.
do you guys think
maybe we
do you
could
think he's
set her.
connected or what? What do you think about Matthew Johnson?
What do I think of him?
He's big
Hey,
eye, little you.
What do you guys think of him?
Well, I really don't like to. I don't like to judge people, because that judgment's one of the things the Sasquatch people taught me not to do. But so I don't really want to say. But the money thing is a little odd.
Well, I do believe that he believes everything that he says. I know too many people who have a belief system about them, and that is the life that they've created, that they live in. And so we do it every day. We create our existence every day. And I believe that, this is what he believes. I'm not going to say it's wrong or right or whatever. That's not for me to make that judgment about. I know too many people who have come to this, and they literally created their life with a Sasquatch or with the ETs or with anything else. And, that's their path. That's what they're doing. That's their walk. And I'm definitely not going to get into the mix of that or say that they're wrong, because that's not the only thing Kashima told me was, do not judge as good or bad. Look at it and ask yourself, is this someone or something that my energy is compatible with? If it's not, just take yourself from it.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
I will say one thing. When I got into this relationship with the Sasquatch, and the stuff that they gave me was so loving and just so, I just thought this is the greatest gift in the world, as we all know, have this relationship. And I thought, I'm not going to make profit off of this. I have to give this away for free. That's how I can honor you guys. And I've even had to wrap my mind around selling my book. Like I've given a lot of copies away, and they're not cheap but I don't even really like selling my book, but I did. I've sold a few.
Guys got to eat, man. Guys got to eat.
No, I don't need the money. But if you put it on Amazon and you want people to read it, you have to have a place to sell it, right? But
it's important. It's important for people to get the knowledge, man.
I don't give a crap about the money.
It's all energy anyway. Money is energy. It's how you view that energy and how you use that energy. It is not wrong to be rich. It is not wrong to be poor. Now, poor people might say that's different, and I'm just pretty close to that. But the thing is, how do we use any energy? How do we spend that energy that we have, whether it's money or thought or whatever? And that's the whole key, is just using it in the manner that you are supposed to be
Wise it
doing.
wisely as possible. You know,
Yeah, the Sasquatch taught me some core truths, and one of them is judgment. Because as soon as you judge, you're automatically lowering your vibration. Judgment is a lower vibrational practice. I mean,
being honest with
aware of
yourself.
I like
Being
lower
aware-
vibration. Lower vibration is good. It kind of gives you a little buzz.
Yeah, but I mean, being aware of something or walking away from something that's not compatible, like you said, like Arla said, is one thing. But when you go into that age old habit that we have of judging and hating and like putting your energy into something like that, that's not good. You just have to let that go.
Yeah. And that's the first thing he said. Do not judge as good or bad. Just ask yourself if you're compatible with that energy. And if you're not, just take yourself from it. He doesn't say to let everybody know about these people or those people or what's going on here or what's not going on. It just says to take yourself from it.
Even the people we perceive as bad are doing amazing work, because we're like some of the clowns that are running our government and whatever. Like in Canada, we got Trudung. You got Bidung, in the States. I mean, these guys are opening our eyes up wide. Like if you don't see what's going on, then you're really like got blinders on. So I mean, they're doing good work and opening us up and saying, wait a minute, something's wrong, and we have to look at this. And then people grow off of those realizations. So it's all part of the big design, I think.
For sure.
Anyway, yeah.
Seeking a higher love. Seeking a higher love. It's a higher love I've been thinking of. Yeah.
I love this.
That's
what
that's about. Seek the higher love. That's
So I was telling these boys here, Arla, and I think Mr. Beans might have known the song, but some of them claimed to. I know they didn't. But remember that Alvin Bishop, I fooled around and fell in love.
Yep, I love that song.
I love that song. Fooled around and fell in love. Remember?
Yep.
You know where they use that? You know where they use that song? They use it in that new.
I love them and I leave them alone. Oh, that's a great song. It's just so.
They use it in It is. They use it in Guardians of the Galaxy too, which is like they like gave it they rebirthed it by putting it in that movie. Because the guy has the main character, or one of them is his mom's deceased and she left him like 2 mixtapes, and it's all oldies, and he has a cassette player, the old Walkman.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, he goes through hell to get this thing back a couple times, you know what I mean? It's so funny because he's so futuristic and they're in spaceships and he's got rocket boots, but he's always hanging on to this Walkman. It's so ironic. But that's what connected him to his mother. It's
sentimental.
Cool. I love that song. I was listening to it
sentimental shit.
And Sue was yelling at me because I was really belting it out. I'm not going to do it here, but yeah, man, that's
Sing it again. Sing it again. I don't think we had enough copyright strikes today.
Yeah.
No. I can't do it justice. I can actually sing it just like that.
You want me to sing "Seeking a Higher Love" off key like I did before? I'll do it.
Shoot, yeah. It don't matter what you sound like, as long as you love what you're doing. And you can't sing a note. You just sing.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice, Jared.
Every time Arla speaks, she sounds like
This is gifted to me.
sounds like a banjo.
Beadwork from my buddy.
Arla's got that banjo voice, that southern twang, you know.
Got that twang in her, eh?
I am Southern, so. And I do have
Where
an
are you
accent.
from?
I'm from Oklahoma. Even
Oklahoma.
people
Cool.
even people from Texas ask me, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
I've been everywhere almost.
That's another song. I've been everywhere. Man. Remember that
I
one?
knew it. Yes, it is.
Get me in those moods because when I get in that mood, every word or sentence people say, I got a song behind it, you know. But I don't like singing. That's not gonna really
Stevie Winwood.
do it justice. Who's that?
Well, my
Stevie
friends,
Winwood, High Love.
I think I'm going to have to step out of the room. I want to say a big thank you to Mike for having me on today, and it's an amazing. I had a great time here chatting with all you guys, and even though we just got on with Arla here, very nice to meet you as well.
Yes.
Jared Taylor on Facebook. If you guys want to add me,
Yeah.
what can I say, Mike?
I'll connect
Throw down
everybody
my
after.
my Sasquatch Confessions link, and we'll definitely be in contact, Ryan and Michael. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys. I've been wanting this to happen.
I got a feeling we're going to meet.
It's been awesome.
Probably.
I like our little.
You and I will probably meet in person.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, it's going down, bro.
We're the people who are friends and family with us, like with us,
Definitely.
We're a minority, but I love to see them grow one person at a
Yes.
time. Because,
Yes.
you know, we're a force to be reckoned with because we got truth on our side. We got the stories. They think they got the stories. We got the stories.
Yeah.
Quit moving
We
your
got
head, Mr.
we got
Beans.
the
I'm
truth.
love. Yeah, we got
moving
the
your
love.
head. I'm picking your nose with my
See, we got
cursor.
the love. I got my hippie shirt on.
Love that shirt.
Okay, guys. Thank you again, Mike. It's been a pleasure this afternoon.
I think I got to go too because I got to spend some time with my wife because I mean I just did a show yesterday for 3, you know, and I'm gonna be in the doghouse.
Jared, just slide out, bro. They'll just talk. They'll keep talking. Just go.
It was nice to meet you, Jared.
I'll send you a friend
guys.
request, pretty quick. There. How do you spell Jared again?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Let him go.
Jerrod.
G-E what? J-E-R? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
He's posted in the group, hasn't he, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he comes. Yeah, you know, it's hard for me because when I try to tell people about you guys, a lot of them won't go to Facebook, so it gets frustrating. But
I got to go. But this guy, Rob S, said, "Hey guys, you have a thing happening around your homes." Absolutely, they've been in my house.
Right.
They leave glyphs around my house. But actually, the main place that I connect with them is when I'm just sitting here talking to people like you. You know, it's an energy thing. So the connection's always there.
Yeah, Rob's had stuff going on too now. Like he comes out with me, and they connected to him to the point where I went to go in an area one day, and they were like, "Go get Rob," and I hadn't seen him in a while because I moved upstate. I was up there for a while. Our schedules were conflicting, but I went to go back in this area further than where I had gone with him before, and they were like, "Nope, like go get him," and like I was like, "All right." So I wanted to go back there, so I kept calling him. I'm like, "Hey, just let me know when you're free, because you're making me call you."
Yep.
By the way, anybody listening, this Thursday we have a show on the Pork and Bean Show. So it's the Pork and Bean Show.
Everybody want to talk about rocks.
Yes.
Yeah, the connection of the Sasquatch people. The connection the Sasquatch people share with the Stone people. Arlo's going to be on, and Mr. Beans and myself, and anybody who's listening in chat here, just go to to Facebook and join the Pork and Bean Show. We're really respectful. You can share anything you want there.
Ask for
Nobody
Link. Ask
judges
me on
you.
the show. I want to talk to the rock hounds, rock lovers, rock
That's the hardest part
rock
right there.
healers, rock
If
speakers.
What Campbell and
Here's the
Sasquatch
thing.
is saying. It's
Here's
public,
the-
and some people like to be anonymous. And the thing is, like, you can't even. It sucks because it like announces to people like if you're in there too, and it's. I know what he's saying. Like I know what he's saying, and
well, yeah, but Facebook is it's still a big, powerful tool.
Well, you
I don't
just
agree with the
take your
people who are
little
running
candle
it.
and put it under your bed, and nobody will see it. That'll solve all your problems.
yeah.
I mean, listen. If we want to talk about Sasquatch or whatever, we have to do it on whatever platform
We're show-offs.
reaches the most.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but
No, it's all right.
Get over it, man. Get over
Right.
it. Share what you can share.
Yeah, I get it. Like I have people tell me that they won't go to TikTok because it's Chinese ran. I said, but everything in my house is Chinese. You know what I mean?
Pretty much everybody's. There's
Everything in
not.
my.
I bought some Eddie Bauer sandals the other day, and I thought, oh, maybe they're actually made in the U.S. or Canada or something. No, they're made in China.
If they wanted to spy on me, all they'd have to do is put a bug in anything that's in my house. Flip everything over. It says made in China. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff Mr. Beans and I talk about on the show, my life hasn't changed as far as being watched and stuff. I mean, we got to use the platform.
Well, you know what it is. It doesn't matter because every app has different country guidelines. So when you come into any app and you sign in, it's totally different here than it is in Germany, than it is in Canada, than it is in Australia. It's all set up differently. You know what I mean? It all has like subdivisions for different areas. And, it's so like, I'll see people do something and I'm like, how'd they do that? And they're like, oh, well, I live over here. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. Like, all right, we don't have that. Like, and it's just the way it is. Yeah, see, I don't do Facebook. See, this is what I get every time. Every time I try to send people your way. That's why, like, 1 out of 10, I can only get like maybe 1 out of 10 to go over. It sucks. That's why I ended up leaving Facebook. I had a huge following over there, but I had so many people over here too that I started doing both. And then I couldn't do both. I got tired of it. It was exhausting. And now it's different. Now you could do this like multi-stream.
How to go live on YouTube? Could you teach him how to do it?
No, we tried. Remember, you guys really put in effort too, and I'm not gonna. I can't say you didn't. I know you tried. I watched you do it. I was there with you. But it being that you guys have Zoom, I don't know how that works. So I only know how to do it through this thing, through StreamYard. So
I think
here's the thing.
With Zoom, you got to go to the something like the behind YouTube is like a chat, the YouTube chat thing. I'm not really sure what that is. You got to do that, and then you got to get the members, and then so you'll read from the YouTube chat thing. It's complicated.
So let me. Yeah. Anyway, if you're going to teach us how to do it, teach Mr. Beans how to do it, and then he can. Oh no! Wait, actually,
I don't know how to do it. I don't. That's the thing. I don't know how to do it because I don't know how to use Zoom in general. Like I barely know how to sign in to hear what you guys. I think you guys had to help me do that. I'm by far the worst tech person. Like me and Michael were talking about in the beginning. He's like, "Oh yeah, don't you have banners and multi-stream?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm paying for all this shit, and I don't know how to use it." So it's kind of stupid, but.
Hey, so what do you?
Sick. I paid.
Mr. Rigatoni, Mr. Rigaton. So what are people complaining about Facebook that they're being spied on or something?
Oh no, I don't think people are saying one way or another. Like it's just. If I had to guess, I would say that they just don't use the app for whatever reason, and if they do. It's their real name, right? It's like on here, like Unexplained is here, right? Like I know who he is, but if he goes into somewhere where people don't know him, he's just somebody. Nobody knows who he is. But if he's on Facebook, that's his account and his, all his. So a lot of people like to be anonymous. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people like to be seen for themselves.
Well,
Hence why people don't have their real picture in there. They don't have, you know what I mean, their real names, like, or their last names or stuff like that. So in here, they could kind of be like somebody else.
Love, so higher love.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I respect that. It's not. I don't know. I respect it.
I know, because you're on a level like where I get it. I totally get it. Where you're just like, you're so open and comfortable with it. But
Facebook is for old folks.
No. I mean,
listen. I just want to talk to people. We have to. If we're sharing important information with people, you have to get over. You have to be open and comfortable with it. How do you think we're going to change the world? By talking about things. So you have to be comfortable doing that. You can't hide these precious knowledge and these precious nuggets of information and stuff by just with a few little friends and a little Mickey Mouse Club kind of thing. You gotta step out and talk about it. So
well, the reality of everything is you can't hide anywhere. It doesn't make any difference. If someone wants to find you or know anything about you, down to what land you own, how much you rent your house for, it's all out there. So, years and years and years ago, I just got tired of even considering what was being thrown at me. And so I just said, I'm just going to speak wherever I speak, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's at a conference, wherever it is. I'm just going to share what I have to share, and I'm not going to worry about it. Now, are they going to take my page down or whatever? They might. But you know what?
I mean, right, but like how you got attacked that one time, right? Like that's people's fear too. Like, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people can go through that and out the other end. And I think a lot of people have that fear. Like they just don't want to deal with that. They don't, they don't want to see. And mind you, Pork and Beans is, I wouldn't be sending you guys there. I'm part of a lot of stuff on Facebook, a lot. I don't send people all over the place willy-nilly. You know what I mean? I bring Pork and Beans up because it is a safe place. It is very monitored. I'm an admin. I watch every, I know who's coming in. I kind of keep an eye on things too. So, like, we have a I think only like once there was like a wave of people and it was like whatever. It was just I don't remember what it was. Maybe the guest or something, but in a nutshell, it's all peaceful. It's very calming there. Like it's not it's not one of those pages where people are like nasty to each other and like bashing on each other, and it's just not
allowed. That's just simply not allowed because we care about the members, whoever they are and whatever their belief is. And they need to have a space where, they can speak out too. Now, I do understand that some people can't. They're just not in the space to where they can do that. Because I know I talk to a lot of people privately that have stuff going on, but they're just not going to put it wherever, and that's fine. So if we can offer a public space that is monitored to help keep things in a respectful way so people feel a little more comfortable in sharing with each other.
Well, in our group, the people are so comfortable they just go to sleep.
Well, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
We got like whatever 1,000, 1,500 people, and then you only get like 200 views on a show or something. So the rest of the people are sleeping, and they're on the other. They're arguing with the trash talkers on another one.
Yeah, and that's the way it is in pretty much every group on Facebook. You got those who are going to talk, And those who aren't, you've got those that come all the time and read everything that's being done. And then you've got those, oh, I joined and never go back. So I just feel like that the universe is going to put people where they need to be to hear the things that they need to hear. And, we plant seeds. Sometimes that's the best we can do is plant
Well,
those
pretty
seeds.
soon we're going to have an alien invasion, and it'll be the disclosure, and you'll have aliens opening up a drugstore, like a grand opening drugstore, and there'll be like a little angel, there'll be alien floats going down on New Year's Eve parades.
Oh
So
my
then we'll be
gosh.
talking about aliens for a few more years, and
Yeah.
Sasquatch
I
subject
don't know.
was.
I guess I'm a little anal about it, but I just think that if people have this information and these things, they have to find a way to share. You have to get over it.
Yeah.
'Cause we
Well,
need that. We need that right now.
we do need it, but it's not our place to tell other people what they need to do with the information that they have. What our
No.
place is to share what we have and
Yeah,
just
of course.
support others who are getting to that space of sharing things. There are more people now who share about things that are happening than there was 10 years ago. A
Oh yeah, that's
huge
true.
amount of more
That's
people
true.
have.
I
And
remember with the Star Nation people, it was like not until the late '90s that people started talking about how they're having amazing experiences. And the rest
yeah,
of the time, it was like, oh, there's only like 4 or 5 people that were in the media.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
that's where when we share, we are actually supporting those who are going to come and begin to share because
yeah,
they see people sharing openly and then they make their decision, can I do this? And so, that's kind of where I'm at with sharing, or I don't expect anything else from anybody else except respect.
no,
And
you're right.
that's it.
You're right. I mean,
So,
I take maybe too hard a line on it, but I still think
well,
it's very important. But you are right.
you're passionate about it and you love it and you gain so much love and understanding from them. You just want other people to feel that and to know
Well, no,
that.
I want
but
people, yeah. I
no,
want
no,
people
I
to
know.
connect to you guys too. I really do. I really do.
No, it's not. But that's about me. What I'm saying with other people
No,
sharing is that
that's
we've got to share with other people because we have to open each other up about it and support
yeah.
each other and be brave enough to talk about this stuff so it becomes more commonplace and that everyone's doing it.
I'm getting a
You
download.
But
Well,
I'm getting
you
a vision of
what
the
I do,
future.
I had an epiphany though, and this is a shameless plug. If anybody does not want to join us on Facebook, every single pork and beans show that we put
yes.
out, I edit and I put on my YouTube channel, which is
Yeah.
Sasquatch BC, the true story / the pork and beans show. So you can see all of our shows on there and get all the wonderful guests and stuff we're talking about as well.
I'm getting a vision. I want to tell you my vision.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta go give shots. So
Okay.
Go get
All
shot.
right. All right.
Here's my
give
vision. The
a shot.
Sasquatch told me how they're going to help us change the world.
Well, we
Here's what
kind
they're
of
gonna
extended it so we could have you on. So I'm glad you stopped
Thank you
in.
guys so much, and I appreciate seeing you. Tell your story, Beans. I want to hear it. I'll just have to
Okay, it's
read
only
it
going to take
after
2
a
more
bit.
seconds. What we need to do is have every small town in America elect a Sasquatch for mayor. And the Sasquatch won't show up, and then there'll be no problems with government. That's how it's going to play out. It's changed the world. I know it's guaranteed to work.
It'd definitely change our world. That's for sure.
Well,
Bye, guys.
I think if somebody was in government and did absolutely nothing, it'd be way better than what we're doing now. You know what I mean?
That was my vision. That's my vision of changing the world. Elect Sasquatch for mayor.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, I got to go too before I'm
Yeah.
thrown over the balcony.
Well,
Yeah,
was
it's
the
all right.
first
I
one
figured
in,
I
I'll
would.
be the last one out.
I figured we would extend a little while because our other sister was going to come on. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys being here.
So how do you spell Jared again? J-E?
I'll send it to you. I'll send you his page or whatever.
Or just send me his Facebook thing, and I'll just send him a request.
Yeah, I'll send you his profile or whatever.
Because I mean, this guy lives just 20 minutes from me. I'm sure that
No, I know.
we could, you know, we would compliment each other, you know, with our experiences.
You can swap your swamp. Isn't that what
Yeah, no,
you
they're like they're as real as it gets. You know, like that's what I like about those guys. They're themselves. You know, they're not like YouTubers, which I can relate to. You know, like you get my drift. They're not here to like fake the funk or like whatever.
You should move out here, Mr. Rigatoni, and then we can have like they got 4. We could have a six pack.
That would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice.
And then we'll get Mr. Beans to be our guru. He can live in a big guru hut, and we'll make tacos and
a guru hut.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Guru hut, and we'll feed him tacos, and
I can see that. Yeah, maybe get him a little monk robe.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Where would the guru hut be? Probably like on a tall mountain, but a really small mountain. You know, no property, just the shrine. And if we want to see him, we got to walk up 2,000 steps. You know,
he'd have a white robe. The Jesus sandals, the beads, you know, all that stuff.
I need a little bowl of grits too.
Okay. Well, you'd have peons like cooking for you, and you know.
Vancouver Island is my biggest bucket list, man. Biggest that. It's been since I was a kid.
Okay.
Well, I'm big into whales my whole life since tiny. Since tiny. My son, it's the planets for my son now. But for me, it was whales. I would go whale watching all the time.
You're talking about the whales in the water, right?
Yeah. So I couldn't. I couldn't.
That was a really bad joke.
I knew where you were going. I was gonna try to brush it off.
I know. I'm not very politically correct. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, Mike. Let's see if I try to load up a little video. See if you can figure out how to get it onto the screen. Can you see it down there? And there's my picture. Should be a little video next to it.
Okay.
It's called the hypothalamus, and it produces chemicals on demand, consistent with the way you think, feel, and perceive. So if you feel brave, you'll produce a chemical called interleukin-2, which is the most efficient chemical for fighting cancer worldwide. In fact, I checked today, a course of artificial interleukin-2 can cost between $6,000 to $8,000 per course. Your body produces it in the right quantities to go to the right place at the right time. When you feel calm, you produce your own Valium. You don't need Valium from a drug manufacturing company, which has side effects. When you're happy, you produce endorphins and enkephalins. The bottom line here is your body has the ability to heal itself provided you are thinking the right way. Thinking the wrong way just produces the alternative result. Always focus on the positive, be brave, be happy, be healthy.
Whatever picture you hold in your mind, the brain translates that into complementary chemistry. If I have a picture of love, my brain releases wonderful things into the blood like dopamine for pleasure, oxytocin to bond with others, a growth hormone. And growth hormone does exactly what it says. So when you're in love, you're releasing this growth hormone.
Yeah, I think you posted that on what do you call it?
I posted it in the Pork and Bean Show. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was outstanding. I just wanted to bring it up.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah. Remove stream.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I've never been able to share before, so a video or a picture before. That was cool.
Well, yeah, I just thought we'd just check it out, see what your apps are like.
Tomorrow is I don't have a show. I'm gonna be on Kyle's tomorrow in Encrypted Connections. I'll probably do something anyway. It depends. I got my son this weekend, so it depends. And then I don't know what you guys got coming up, but he left.
We got a show coming up on Friday, I think. on the Pork and Bean Show on Facebook. There we go again. But once again, like I said, people can watch it on my YouTube channel too. Shortly after, it's usually up the next day. Okay, man. Well, thanks for having us on. That was great.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll get in touch. I'll get in touch with you after this.
Okay. Bye bye. Yeah,
All
send
right,
me
brother.
that link. Bye.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. What do I think about the calling out of hoaxes? I think it's necessary. I mean, I get called out for hoaxing, right? But like, it's not hoaxing. Like, as much shit as you do, it's people make mistakes, right? So like, I've shared a picture once or twice that wasn't mine, but as soon as I realized it was a mistake, I pulled it down. The person would come to me and be like, "Oh, that's mine." I'd be like, "Oh shit, okay." So like, somebody would send me something, and they would, like, as many times as people take screenshots, they would send me the wrong shit, and I never threw them under the bus because whatever, it was my mistake in the end. But when it's like, then somebody else recently got called out for hoaxing, but it wasn't. So like, that shit just is, to me, is a troll with a channel. You know what I mean? It's just people mucking up the water for no good reason. And they try to make it out like they're doing some kind of good deed, but they're really not. Like, they're really not. So, but when it's like journalism, like journalistic integrity, like uh, like really doing homework and really getting to the bottom of somebody who's really like really destroying the community by doing like dumb shit or profiting off innocent people or whatever, like I get. I totally get it. But yeah, the little like bullshit, I'm a hoax buster channel, like, it's just stupid. It's childish. Oh, nice, Billy. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a look. Yeah. Yeah, Arla's awesome. I'll have Arla back because that was too short of a time. That was too short. Yeah, ruin it for the authentic people. Yeah, right. It's just whatever. It's petty. It's like being in high school. It's just childish. It's sad. I feel bad. I feel bad for those people that like that's what they spend their time doing. Is like stalking people, basically. But whatever. We'll touch on that soon because it needs to be addressed anyway. So I got a couple things going. Test running it. There is muddy waters in this subject. There is. Happens more and more. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be what it, people are going to do it. People are going to do it no matter what. It don't affect me none. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. It doesn't. I just feel bad when I see everything that happens. I see it all. Like, I see it all. Trust me, I see it all. I sit in the back. I sit quiet for the most part, but sometimes you gotta stand up and speak. So thank you all for being here. Billy, is it on this channel, Billy, or the new one? Because I can't remember what you said it was called. Squatch Eyes, maybe? It was like, it's like a week ago, maybe you said something. And my memory doesn't last that long. So we had a lot of subject. Yeah, UFO community is crazy. Like, UFO community is crazy. It's like, oh man, everybody's bashing everybody. It's like that over here too, I guess, if you let it happen. But I don't care. Like, I got 1,700 videos or some shit. Like, have at it. Have at it. I'm live all the time. Don't edit my shit. Like, if somebody wants to find something and like poke holes in it, they're gonna, right? Like, they're gonna find it. And they're gonna like try to extort it, but I don't give a shit. Don't phase me now. Okay, Squatch Eyes. Billy Meyer at Squatch Eyes. All right, we're gonna try and find it while you're here. Damn it. I am the worst. Oh! 1 minute and 16 seconds? Yes, it's got to be you. It's got to be you. Oh, all right. Well, here's your YouTube channel, I think. So let's. I only see videos. I hope I didn't. Yeah, and NW is squatching. I don't see this squatch eyes part, but this has got to be you. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, good. All right, well, that's her. That's Billy's channel. If you guys don't mind subscribing, show her some support. I will share it again. I will share it again on the community tab. Hopefully, we can get you, at least 10, 20 people. Get you started, get the ball rolling, and then everybody share from there. You know how it goes. We'll work on it. At least we have the link now. So nice. I was number 2. Awesome. All right, we're looking forward to it. You can see and sense the authentic of it. Showing orange orb. Yeah, I think that was in there, yes. All right, guys. Nice, Rob. Thank you. All right, I appreciate you all. Thank you, Ben. Thank you all for hitting that sub. Thank you guys so much. Oh, okay. Added a few videos to my channel. All right, we're going to go to Cryptic Crystal, and we're going to share her link too. Oops. Damn it. I'm getting so many messages, and I'm like, all right, we're going to share yours in here too. Boom. Okay, it's Cryptic Crystal. Yeah, I'll send you feedback for sure. I'll definitely look at it. All right, my friends, thank you so much. Go subscribe to these wonderful ladies. They need our support, right? That's what we do. Appreciate you all for being here. Check out everybody that was here: Sass Confessions, Arla, Michael, Brian. If you want to go over to Pork and Beans on Facebook, if not, Brian's channel he does his own stuff, and then he also does the Pork and Beans. He uploads those to the channel after, so you can watch them. You won't be able to see them live and interact in the chat, but you'll see what we do. So I'm on a lot of them. We if we're available, we kind of hop in and just join in. So a lot of times I do that. If they send me a link, I usually jump on. So yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. I really, really, really do. And a lot of amazing guests that you won't see anywhere else. A lot of amazing information you won't find anywhere else. So I only want the best for you guys. And that's why I try to suggest these things and these people. All right, guys. All right, respect, my friends. Yeah, if I can help in any way, you guys just please let me know. Like, seriously. No, you don't have to thank me. It's, I know you guys, and I know you're going to pay it forward. Like, I know it. Like, I just know it. I've come way further than I ever thought I was going to. So if I can help people, I'm more than happy to. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for interacting and giving feedback and, conversing. So appreciate you. All right, guys. Have a blessed rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, as always, thank you. And see you on the next one.